And we are live. What's up, guys? Welcome to the Fresh&Fit podcast, man. We are here with a highly requested guest, Luke Belmar. Let's get into it.
Let's go.
And we are live. What's up, guys? Welcome to the Fresh&Fit podcast, man. Regular edition. It's Wednesday. We're here with a special guest. We are here with Luke Belmar. You guys have been asking for him for a while, and he is here. He's been traveling the world. He was able to make some time to come on here on the show here in Miami, Florida. Quick announcement before we get into the show, guys. Rumble.com/Fresh&Fit. As you guys know, that is the home base for us. If we ever get canceled, especially off of the stuff that we've been talking about right before the show, which we might not be able to talk about on YouTube. But either way, rumble.com/Fresh&Fit, where we can speak freely and you guys can hear everything that we're going to say. Also, CastleClub.tv is where you get all the behind-the-scenes stuff, whether it's me kicking out annoying-ass girls from CastleClub.tv, sorry, from the show.
Yeah,
Castle, you know, hence why it's called Castle Club. Or behind-the-scenes stuff, IRL streams,
travel,
all that other stuff. And it's live right now as well. And you also get all the live streams on CastleClub.tv as well, guys. So check us out over there, man. All the content is over there. So if you see something missing on YouTube or on Rumble, it's always going to be on CastleClub.tv. And yeah, guys, go ahead and if you guys want to get involved in the show, you got a question for us or Luke or whatever it may be, fnfsuperchat.com or Rumble rant your question in, depending on what platform you're watching us on. And yeah, man, I think we can get right into it because we're a little bit behind.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Luke.
How's it going, brother?
It's been some time coming, man.
It's been a while.
Highly requested. Friend of ours on the show.
How are you?
Welcome, brother.
Thank you, brother. Thanks for having me. Just got off the plane a couple hours ago, but this is the place to be, so
look,
glad to be here.
We know who you are, bro, but they may not. Tell them who Luke Belmar is.
Luke Belmar, digital entrepreneur, started my career 2016, 2017, got into e-commerce, bought my first Bitcoin at $588.
Damn!
So today is a phenomenal day. So for everybody that survived the fucking bear market, congratulations to everybody out there. Yeah, built a phenomenal business online. Now founder and president of Capital Club, which is one of the largest, fastest growing entrepreneurial networks in the world, and just making some content online.
So we met a couple months ago at the Tate House.
That's
and
correct.
We didn't really know who you were.
Like a year ago, plus.
Well, a couple months ago. I can't remember.
It was October of 2022.
And you were raving about Bitcoin.
2023, sorry.
And how much it's going to change the world. What's your take on Bitcoin right now? It's up really high right now.
Yeah, I think when we were initially talking about Bitcoin, it was in the middle of the bear market.
Yeah.
We were just going through the whole FTX fiasco. We had a ton of situations take place with big scammers in crypto. And people tend to lose hope in the bear market. 95% of people end up leaving. But everything has a cycle. Everything has a boom and a bust. And if you're able to outlive the bear market, now you're able to celebrate the victories of all-time highs. So Bitcoin is interesting. Bitcoin is no longer what it used to be, which was seen as some sort of internet scam money or something that would just be used in the black market.
You said you bought your first BTC for $588. When did you do that?
2016.
Okay.
Yeah, 2016, bought my first Bitcoin. It was pretty good. At the time, I was working a regular job, so it wasn't to my own credit, you know.
How many did you buy?
It was about 3 Bitcoin. I was still a Brokie back then. Before I got into e-commerce, was part of the 2017, 2018 bull run, but I made a ton of money, but I lost it all in the 2017, 2018 bull run. So I got back into e-commerce, did quite well in e-commerce, and then dumped all my money into crypto famously, as most people know, into the 2021 bull run. That's kind of where I made my name, made multiple 8 figures there, and then cashed out. So was able to enjoy that. Now was able to
in 2021 or 2022?
2021.
Okay.
And you were in Puerto Rico, right?
Now I'm in Puerto Rico, yeah, trying to save on those 0% capital gains taxes.
I feel like everyone's there. Logan Paul, you, some other guys in crypto as well.
Yeah, there's a lot of big crypto guys out there. It's quite the scene, but at the end of the day, you know, I like Puerto Rico simply because it allows me to also relax and disconnect from a lot of the craziness. Miami's fire. Every time I come to Miami, I'm like, bro, I gotta spend bro, I gotta spend some months over here. But it's good, bro. At the end of the day, Bitcoin is here to stay. Cryptocurrency is here to stay. It's no longer digital money as people see it some sort of like tokenized toy. Mm-hmm. It's really the future of finance, and the ecosystem that's built around it is it's evolving. And the reason it's evolving is because the people that control the narrative are evolving. You know, the old people are out. The people that brought in the entire fiat system are slowly dying out, and people are realizing the scam of fiat. They're realizing the scam of fractionalized reserve banking, and they're realizing that the government printing money out of thin air is no longer serving us. So they're trying to flee to something else, and that's usually what takes place. And you know, it just happens to be Bitcoin, and it's working.
I mean, you're on point. We just seen RIP. I won't say what the P stands for. Someone just passed away, and he was a big contributor to the current marketplace that we're in right now. I won't say who it is though, but you know.
Oh, the Rothschild?
Yeah,
Jacob Rothschild?
Jacob Rothschild passed away. Yeah.
So that was kind of
interesting when a lot of people celebrate your death, huh?
Yeah, that was crazy. I mean, I'll never celebrate someone's death, but you know, the whole thing you mentioned, like fractional reserve banking, etc. You can thank them for that. They are the banking industry.
Yeah, I mean, in 1913, the banks got together, the heads of banks, J.P. Morgan amongst others, and they decided to pass the Federal Reserve Act, which gave the monetary power and the monetary policy to the Federal Reserve banks. Previous to that, banking institutions were kind of split into states or into smaller kind of ecosystems, but they wanted to nationalize everything to control it. So people don't seem to understand because we're born into it. But when you begin to realize that globalized money markets and globalized banking systems are a new phenomenon, you begin to ask, well, what existed before? You know, peer-to-peer transactions, bartering systems, small communities. And you could really be able to know how your money was moving, who was finessing you, who was keeping record of the books cleanly. But nowadays, everything is so confusing. Everything's so like odd. And the big thing that people are realizing is the fact that their purchasing power is going down. Yeah. People work extremely hard, but they can't seem to get out of the rat race. They can't seem to be able to make more money. And as soon as they make more money, here comes the U.S. government and prints $6 trillion out of thin air, gives hundreds of billions to foreign governments. And we're here just left supposed to work a 9-to-5 and have our 401k retirement that doesn't end up really working. So a lot of people are running away from these things, and they're trying to find safe havens in other places. And one of them is Bitcoin.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, when the government's running around doing stupid stuff with money and giving it billions upon billions of dollars to Ukraine or Israel or whatever it may be, it's like you got to take some of that back in your own hands and, you know, have your own financial independence, because regular people can't even buy eggs or milk anymore. It's starting to get like crazy where they can't even buy groceries. And I found it very interesting. Tucker Carlson was in Russia, and while he was there, he did an interview with Putin, which I thought was a very interesting interview. We talked about it quite a bit with the Tate Bros. And when he was there, he went and bought some groceries, and his whole team estimated that it was going to cost them a couple $100 to buy groceries. It ended up he was able to buy way more groceries for cheaper,
way less,
in Russia.
Or the fact that they were told that there was no groceries and that there was a food shortage in Russia. And there's a lot of propaganda, dude. There's a lot of propaganda going on, and people are waking up to it. That's why you see a lot of censorship online, because they have to control the narrative. And the internet has just allowed freedom to be expressed. And shout out to the platforms that are allowing people to express alternative views that aren't necessarily mainstream.
Like Rumble, you know, because they'll hit you with a misinformation thing if you talk about certain things immediately, you know. And, you know, people have always said, oh, yeah, like Russia's nothing more than an economic gas station, etc. But that's just simply not true. From people going over there, Moscow is thriving. You look at the train stations over there versus the train stations here in the United States and New York City. New York City is supposed to be like the beacon of like what a city should be in the world, right? Like everyone's like, I want to go to New York City. I want to go to Times Square, whatever. And then they go and look at the NYC subways. Dangerous, dirty, decrepit, fucked up. And then you look at the ones in Moscow, it's like there's Christmas trees up. It's nice. There's ornaments everywhere. They don't got to worry about people stealing things.
We're forgetting the tunnels under the buildings.
Oh, yeah, that too. In New York City, the tunnels as well. So it's like, it's crazy, man. So real quick. So you said, okay, so you had a regular job in 2016 and you bought some Bitcoin. You took a chance. You bought like 3 Bitcoins, so $1,500 worth. That's crazy. That's the equivalent of like 150K now, right?
Dude.
No, like almost 200K actually, because it's like 60K right now. If I'm not mistaken,
63
right?
or 62.
Yeah, so about $180.
Yeah.
And then, what was your job back then in 2016?
So I started in 15. I was waiting tables. 2016, had a little marketing job, nothing serious.
Mm-hmm.
But in 2016, I was introduced to Bitcoin, which was my introduction to just the digital world.
Gotcha.
So from there, I got introduced to e-commerce. I got introduced to making money online. I got introduced.
Can you explain to the people what e-commerce is? Because some people like have heard it, but they don't necessarily know what it entails exactly.
Yeah, so e-commerce is if you buy from Amazon, you're participating in what is electronic commerce. So electronic commerce is anything that has to do with buying and selling things online, products, services, goods. It doesn't just have to be physical, it can be digital. And it's where most people transact nowadays. As much as people don't like to believe it, when you go on Amazon, you're not buying from Amazon, the business. You're actually buying from individuals that list their products on Amazon. You have Shopify, which took off as a multi-billion-dollar company now, where people are now listing their products and selling them. You have drop shipping, which is basically your concept of arbitraging a product where you don't hold it and you sell it, and then you fulfill that order with the customer's money. So that became really popular for many years due to the fact that it's low cost. And now that Facebook and Instagram and TikTok rolled around, they give you access to advertising. So you can advertise products, so people are scrolling and they're able to see an ad. If they like the product, they resonate with it, they buy it. You have multi-billion-dollar companies popping out of thin air. You have the likes of Gymshark, for example, that we all know.
Yep.
I think they did over $500 million in revenue this last year.
Oh, wow.
Wow.
Literally just building it from an online business. I think they opened up their first store in London recently, but it's a complete
I remember
phenomenon.
when they first started in like the early 2010s.
Exactly. So you're able to scale and build real businesses online, and that's why I call it the digital gold rush. You literally have the possibility and the ability to partake not just on the internet as a consumer, but as a producer, and being able to take advantage of where most people spend their time, which is on their phones.
Yeah.
Most people aren't spending their time walking in malls, right? Shopping. Most people are on the internet. So you need to go to where the attention is. I always say where attention goes, money flows.
Yeah.
So where the attention is, which is online, you can make money.
Yeah.
So you just have to figure out what is of interest to people, find that niche, find that winning group of people that you would consider selling to, and just sell them something that is beneficial to them.
Speaking of money, what is the best business you would say for this year to make money in? Best business model?
It depends. It depends on what you're interested in doing. You can be a content creator. I think that's a great possibility. I think social media is something that is changing.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I think a couple years ago, a lot of people were bitches to the algorithm. You know, they had to post X amount of times to get engagement, or they had their Facebook group or their Facebook page. But now
Hashtags too.
now we have the whole scenario that's taking place with the short form content, and short form content just allows you to go viral in a way that isn't, common. So people are just able to create content and then eventually monetize that through building a community. You can do that. You can, once again, build an Amazon store. You can build a Shopify store, sell quality products. It really depends. And you can even do services. So there's a lot of people, you see fitness coaches, you see people that are consultants, and they monetize through selling a service online. So taking anything that's happening physically and selling it digitally, instead of having a retail store that sells clothing in the corner of a city, you basically just build an online store and you market. Why? Because there's more foot traffic, and the traffic is 24/7.
Yep.
Yeah.
And that's the difference, is you're not limited by COVID, right? So if you get shut down, a lot of businesses went bust.
Yep.
Why? Because there was no foot traffic. There was too many regulations, too many rules. So now people are able to build businesses online. So I really think there's a plethora of places where you can make money. But there's three niches. There's physical products, there's digital products, and then you have services. So digital products, so you can have info products. Right now we saw big plagiarism take place with the president of Harvard and a lot of highly reputable institutions. They were running a lot of their PhD dissertations through AI, and they found a lot of plagiarism from a lot of these individuals. So a lot of these big institutions where we thought, hey, you can go and learn from these centralized institutions and get your degree and then get a job, people are realizing that it's not really all that. So there's a lot of info products taking place online, which I fully support. You have physical products, the selling of goods, and then you have services, people selling marketing services. You have people advertising on a Google ad, their plumbing service, their electrical services, whatever it may be. But the internet is here to stay, and the ability to be open 24/7 is what absolutely revolutionized everything.
Yeah, and I think COVID made that even more important. And I would say, I was thinking about this as I was walking through the mall a couple of days ago. There's a taco spot that's pretty.
You walked through the mall?
Yeah, I walked through there to get
You?
to Tacoology.
Okay.
Yeah. I don't buy.
That's a
anything
rare
at the mall.
sighting.
But the point I'm trying to think is, I was like, in 20 years, I think brick and mortar stores are going to be pretty much gone. In the next 20 years, I think everyone is. If you're not online, you're going to die. Is what I think. Because like I'm looking at these stores, there's no one in them. You know what I mean? People are there maybe to take pictures or window shopping or whatever. But these stores are fucking empty. Especially the higher end ones. They're always empty. You know what I mean? And it's like one employee in there. Like, how long can you sustain paying employees, keeping the lights on, paying the rent in one of these like lavish areas?
Premium real estate.
You know, premium real estate, right? Because you're going to be paying 20, 30K at least a month. Do you even make that much in revenue? Like, honestly, to cover those costs? So it's like, in my head, it's like the only logical way to go from this point forward is to go online, especially to compete with places like Amazon or Shopify or whatever it may be, where it's open 24/7. Gymshark started as an online store. I remember back when they started in 2011, 2012, etc. Hell, Ziz was one of their first athletes that they had, and they were online only, and they didn't open their first store until they had, obviously made a certain amount of sales and they had a certain brand reputation. Then they opened up their first store. Alpha Lee followed suit, right? They're like, hey, they did pretty well online. We got a presence. Christian Guzman, right? We did an interview with him.
Yeah.
And I think they made like 90 million or 100 million in revenue, right? So they're about 1/4 that of Gymshark, but they got in the game later. But it's like online is the way to go. And then you can kind of backward manufacture it, where if you do well online, then open up a brick and mortar store in locations where there's a demand. But I think the old business model of opening up a brick and mortar store, kind of seeing how it goes, and then opening up an online store isn't the way to go anymore.
I agree.
Yeah.
I agree because you have proof of concept.
Yeah.
Online, you have the ability to test so many different alternatives, so many different businesses, so many different niches till you find what works for you. You don't have to commit to that one business, put up that money, front that money. You don't have that risk. You can test it. You can find your winning audience. You can build a couple social media pages and kind of figure it out. And eventually,
And see where they're all concentrated.
Exactly.
And Gymshark, for them, they found out, wow, most of our sales come from London. We're going to put our first store in London. Boom. And then they're able to kind of, because they have all that data where they can like make an educated guess and decide where they're going to open up their first brick and mortar store.
And you mentioned fitness people as well. I have friends in the industry, Brandon Carter, my boy Hakeem, where they started training people, in person, but it was time consuming, they couldn't really scale. They went online, multiple people at one time from one Zoom call, multiple customers, and you have scale now.
yes.
It's a big help.
And you can charge them less.
He bought a Lamborghini cash from his digital money. So
Yeah.
there you go.
So, so you said you started your first, so you were waiting tables, then you did marketing, and then you started your first e-com store. What were you selling at that e-com store?
I was selling household goods. So
Oh, shit.
that's what I would sell because it's something that people would need 24/7. So I was like, what is an evergreen product that everybody needs? So instead of finding
Like spatulas and stuff like that? Or?
soaps, anything that you would buy and have in your house. So soaps, laundry detergents, sponges, the shit that people would actually need 24/7, I would just find alternative ways to sell it. So instead of people going to Walmart, they would just buy from me. So I would just build little small online shops and sell different products in the household niche because it's evergreen. So
Were you selling it on Amazon? Were you
Shopify.
You were selling them on Shopify.
So you would just figure out how to arbitrage those and how to add a good narrative, a good spin to it, and it worked. I did about $16 million in revenue selling household goods because it's something that
shit.
people need all the time. I didn't have to find a way to
Over
sell.
how long of a time span?
3 years.
You did 3 years?
Yeah,
Wow. So
3
you were
years.
making like $7 million a year? Like not even.
No,
like
my
6?
first 2 years, I didn't do really good in my first years. It really took off during COVID. During COVID, it absolutely exploded because people couldn't go to the store.
Yeah.
What
And
products?
So yeah, household goods. So you would have your soaps, you would have your laundry detergents, and you would have kind of like your sanitation products.
Oh, that
Yeah.
probably went
That makes
crazy.
sense.
It went super crazy.
During
Yeah.
COVID, yeah.
And what took place was people began to absolutely price gouge on Amazon, for example, would be like your hand sanitizers and things of this
Masks,
product.
that type of crap.
Yeah. So what happened is Facebook banned advertising these products. So what did I do? I said, well, let me switch the narrative and start taking these products and advertising it as pet products. So now I said, these are sanitation products for your pets, which kind of circumvented the policy, and I just scaled it that way.
Okay. So you made in the first 2 years, how much would you say you made?
About probably $3 million in sales.
You made $3 million, and then the other $13 million
it just took off in a year. Took off in 1 year.
Okay. And so you made all that money, and then you took it and you just put it into Bitcoin. Or not Bitcoin, but crypto.
Yeah, put it into crypto. I had a famous play. It was a token called Pancake Swap. I have it tattooed on the back of my neck.
Okay.
Which was in 2019, a new meta or new narrative came into crypto, which was called DeFi, decentralized finance, where you basically don't have to go through a centralized exchange or you don't have to KYC. It's platforms that are built on layer 1s or layer 2s, the likes of Ethereum. You would build products on top of that. And there was something called Uniswap, which people use it nowadays to trade. It came out in 2019. I said, this is really interesting. In 2020, CZ from Binance launched a chain called the BNB chain, the Binance Smart Chain, and he had a token, the BNB token. And the first platform that was a DeFi platform on the BNB chain, on the Binance Smart Chain, was on the BSC chain, was PancakeSwap. I bought 1% of the supply when it was $25 million market cap. Put $250,000 in. It went to $2.6 billion. So wow. It was almost 100x.
So you put $250K in.
Yeah.
And holy shit.
It was 1% of the supply.
Okay. And then how much did you make off that $250K?
5.5 mil.
You made 5.5 mil.
5.5 mil. Because I was like slowly scaling out. I didn't sell at the top. I'm not a legend like that, but I wish I would have held it a little bit longer. But I sold it. I had one of the founders of FaZe Clan hit me up and he's like, "Hey, what do you think about Safe Moon?" I don't know if you guys remember the Safe Moon. There's a Safe Moon project.
It went bust.
So it went bust, and I was like, okay, all these guys that don't know anything about crypto, I gotta sell, right? Because they were there. So it was a little bit early, but the entire shitcoin ecosystem was birthed from there. So I was a little bit early on the trend and did extremely well.
Nice. So you put $250,000, able to cash out 5.5 million.
Yeah.
And then wow. And then so you only you had made 13 mil, and you only in revenue. Okay, that didn't account for because you obviously have to buy product.
You have your
manager store.
Yeah.
And did you have like a fulfillment shop and everything else like that?
Well, it was drop shipping. It was drop shipping. Oh. So what I did is I would arbitrage it.
Yeah.
So I would pay for the ads up front.
Yeah.
People would buy the products, and I would have my difference. Off of the difference, I would buy the supply and then ship it. And it was pretty good because then I would just order in bulk once you know the product is tested, ship it to the U.S., hold it there. For example, like in February. In February, the Chinese New Year rolls around, so all the manufacturers are closed, so you have to order inventory ahead of time. And then once you're scaling, dropshipping no longer works because the factory has to keep up.
Yeah.
That doesn't really work. So if you're scaling, I think our best month was almost $2 million. You need a lot of inventory ahead of time. You can't really drop ship that way.
Of course.
It worked extremely well. And how
much would you say you so you grossed 13 million over 3 years, which is fantastic. And then what would you say you like what were you
probably 40%.
You profited
probably 40%.
Okay, so like maybe
3.5 4 something along that line. Yeah.
Okay. All right.
The bulk of the money came in crypto and investing and
gotcha.
and
so you took that money and you invested it in
all of it
crypto.
because it was the plan, dude. Because I was part of the 2017-2018 bull run. I had a couple tens of thousands of dollars. I did 160x in the 2017-2018 bull run.
So you believed in it?
I believe. Well, I was in it.
Yeah,
I was in it.
For real.
I was in it. And the thing that people don't seem to understand about crypto is that it's here to stay. It's literally here to stay because. If you right now,
Bill, I just sent you a tweet on Telegram, by the way. Pull it up real quick.
You can literally right now go on your phone, download any of these DeFi wallets, Backpack, Phantom, and within a couple minutes, anybody can be transacting in the financial system. You don't have to KYC. You don't have to submit your ID. You don't have to wait for somebody to give you approval.
Yeah, Swift codes and also the
none of this bullshit, dude.
Yeah.
Within 10 minutes, within 2 minutes, you have a USDT address. I can send you $100,000 without a middleman.
Yeah,
that's absolutely phenomenal. It's unprecedented ever in history, and people are turning to that because they realize that the middleman is simply trying to control the narrative, not trying 100%. To protect you.
Yep, the banks. So. Actually, matter of fact, I found this very interesting. Edward Snowden tweeted this today. He goes, prediction, a national government will be revealed this year to have been buying Bitcoin, the modern replacement for monetary gold, without having disclosed that fact publicly. And I find this very interesting as well because we know that a lot of these big banks that have always said, oh, crypto is a lie, it's a scam. The JP Morgans, the Goldman Sachs, all these guys that have always been like anti-cryptocurrency, right? That tell you, go ahead and invest in S&P 500. They give you that traditional bullshit financial advice. they've been buying crypto. They won't tell you that they've been buying crypto,
The
but
whole
they've been
time.
buying it the whole time.
Yeah.
If you can pull up Luke Belmar Medium Predictions 2024, actually predicted that governments would actually start beginning to add Bitcoin to their balance sheet because it's a safe haven.
Yeah.
Because what if you are El Salvador? What if you are Argentina? What if you are some European country that is still bound to the monetary policy of the United States? You have no control when the U.S. dollar is going to print more money or when the Fed's going to print more money, when they're going to print more U.S. dollars. So you need to find safe havens. Treasury bills are no longer really a safe haven. So you need to be in a situation where you kind of begin to limit the exposure that you have to the policy of, or the bad policy of governments. So imagine the US dollar can just continue to exist and the government can continue to print more dollars because they pay off their own debt by printing more money.
Yeah.
But what if you don't have the ability to print more dollars?
Yeah.
You're fucked.
Yeah.
And that's every other government.
Yep.
So if you go to...
And they're not the reserve dollar. Like they're not the
Exactly.
reserve
They're not
currency.
the reserve
Like the only
currency.
thing I don't think people get it. Like the only reason we're able to continue to print money and do the stupid shit that we're doing in the United States is because we are the reserve currency. Everyone does their deals in U.S. dollars for oil, but BRICS is trying to contest
Change
that right
that.
now
Yeah.
with Russia, Brazil, and all these
China.
other countries coming together, trying to create another currency to topple the U.S. dollar. Gaddafi tried to do it actually, where he wanted to unite all of Africa, and they killed his ass. So there's many challenges to the U.S. dollar, and I'll say this too. While we're at the time of recording of this episode right now on February 28th, Bitcoin right now is $61,296. Fucking crazy, bro. And what you think is going to hit?
I mean,
new
yeah,
highs?
pull up the article real quick.
Yeah.
Scroll down to money and markets. I tend to make predictions once a year or so. For example, new countries begin conversations toward Bitcoin as legal tender. So right now we have El Salvador, which legalized Bitcoin as real money, which means anytime a sovereign nation legalizes tender, the IMF has to basically say, hey, this is money. So after El Salvador did it, Bitcoin has become real money. It's no longer a what if, it's no longer a maybe. It's here to stay. Yeah, it's absolutely crazy.
I agree with you. And here's the thing too, like I'll admit that I'm pretty biased. I'm a real estate guy. I'm not a crypto guy. I do have crypto because I do believe in it and I think it's the future. But I mean, even as a traditional investor, whether you're a stock guy, you're an S&P 500 index fund guy, you want to be a real estate guy, precious metals, whatever it may be, I think everyone now at this point understands that if you don't have cryptocurrency in your investment portfolio, you're fucking up because it's probably one of the best performing. Actually, not even.
Bitcoin is the best performing asset of the decade.
It is the best
Hands
performing.
down.
Yeah, it is the best performing asset class.
Well,
by
they
far.
said it was a scam. So, I mean, some people aren't believing it.
Yeah.
So, I don't know.
And that's fine. And the people that don't believe it, you just have to look at their financial literacy and you have to look at how much they understand about history. Because when you start looking back at history, you begin to understand that the beginning of transactions was peer-to-peer. It was bartering. But what happened? There was a technological limitation because let's say you had a cow and I had 3 plots of land. Well, what if the 3 plots of land were worth 3/4 of a cow? There was no ability to really scale and build any sort of civilization until the introduction of coinage. And coinage wasn't just a monetary revolution, it's a technological advancement. Why? Because it can stand the test of time. It can be transported very easily. So Bitcoin is just a digitalization of coinage in a way that is easy to transact. If I was to take $100,000 from here to Dubai in gold bars, I would get stopped. I would get questioned.
And you have to declare that too.
But I don't have to do that with crypto.
Yeah.
Because I don't
be on
have
your
to
phone.
go through the middleman. Exactly. I can just have a ledger. I can have a Trezor. I can literally just move it really quickly. And what I've come to realize is they've weaponized money, right, to keep people in control. And Bitcoin is an attempt to kind of move away from that weaponization into sovereignty so that we can once again go back to bartering peer-to-peer.
Yeah. No, absolutely. And the government obviously wants to get involved in that so they can collect their little bit and then also regulate it and be like, oh, well, we're going to, take our cut. Because that's the only reason why they want to regulate is they want to get their money too.
And think about it, not just them, but it's the banks. So for example, let's say, think about the taxation process from the moment you buy a good till the end of the transaction. I pay you for a good, I pay 7%. Now you have to pay taxes on that. right?
Yep.
If you use the remainder of that money to buy something else, that gets taxed. Not only does it get taxed, but there's credit card fees on every single transaction that takes place. So what happens if you get rid of these transactions, these middlemen? These people can no longer make money, which obviously is their business. People think that the business of the bank is to hold your money. No, they make money on remittances. They make money on investing the things that you deposit. So when you begin to understand the banking system, you begin to understand the scam that it is and that you don't actually need it. And Bitcoin, which is just kind of like the introductory to this entire ecosystem that is digital money, has allowed people to realize that you don't need banks. You just need technology that is fast enough, efficient enough, and trustworthy through code, because you're trusting code. You can see code. You don't have to trust a middleman. You don't have to trust an individual who usually has alternative motives.
Yeah. Not only that, I find it interesting how, people trust the banks or whatever, and it's like, oh yeah, because they make money off of you putting money in there, and then as soon as you give them that money, they take it and they throw it somewhere else. They're giving it to someone that wants to invest it. That's what they want to do. That's how they make their money, is giving it on interest. They make money on lending money on interest.
Yeah, so the creation of, for example, the paper money was just a proof of ownership. That's all it was. Because, for example, let's say you had $100,000 worth of tokens or coins, you would just deposit that in the bank, and the bank would give you a receipt. People began to transact this receipt as the proof of money. So the fiat currency that we see today is just proof that you have money. It's no longer money, it's debt. Mm-hmm. And the moment you deposit the money inside the bank account, it's no longer yours. That's what people don't seem to understand. If you look at the terms and conditions, that's why it's FDIC insured up to $250,000, because everything else is literally seen as you lending money to the bank. That's why you get 0.01% interest, because it's a loan. And now the deposit is no longer seen as a deposit, it's seen as a liability. Yep. Everything that the bank holds is a liability, because they're loaning out to you with interest when you deposit it in there. And then we can talk about the fractionalization of that.
Yep.
Anytime you deposit money, the bank has the ability to fractionalize that 9 times.
Yep.
So you have the printing and printing and printing of infinite money. When you begin to realize that the only allowed circulating supply through the Constitution was $300 million, everything else is fake. Yeah. Everything else is just printed through fractionalized reserve banking.
The interesting part is like, the bank is only responsible for holding 2 to 3% of how much money they're supposed to be holding. So, and for all the people that say, oh no, it's my money, blah, 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 go to a bank and ask for $50K.
Yeah, and all the questions.
Watch them shut that bank down, bro. They're going to shut that bank down to give you that, if they even have it there. You will not be able to get that money out. Let's say I got to go buy a house or some shit, or I got to buy a car, I got to make a big purchase, whatever, and you have $50K in there, $100,000 in there, $20,000 in there. Let's say it's $10,000. They're going to ask you a bunch of questions. They might not be able to give you that money that day. That's the crazy part.
I agree.
And you got to hope that the money's there. Actually, Grant Cardone went to withdraw, I think, $1 million from the bank, and they would give him hell to get it out.
Yeah.
He couldn't get it out.
Couldn't even get his own money out, bro.
$1 million.
And that's crazy. And then if you want to deposit, it's even funnier. They're going to shut the bank. If you got like $100K you want to deposit in there, they're going to shut the bank down and ask you a bunch of questions.
Well, add to that, look what happened in Canada with the truckers. That basically said, hey, we're going to stand up because we actually don't like what the government is doing.
Yeah.
And they started freezing bank accounts.
Yeah.
I think
for them and for anyone that was helping them.
You know James O'Keefe, the guy that does the undercover news reporting? Have you seen him?
The name sounds very familiar.
He used to be part of something called Veritas, which was like a media company that kind of discloses certain things undercover. They just nerfed, or they just nuked an IRS agent from the Criminal Investigation Department, and he confessed that the Department of Justice actually has AI tracking all bank accounts right now.
I believe it.
So now you're no longer safe. No, you don't have this idea of privacy. Privacy does not exist. It's an illusion. So anytime you enter a centralized system, you're under their rules and their control. And for people that don't understand that, that's fine. You can just be fucked. You can continue living on your US dollar. You can continue doing your thing, and you'll just have to deal with the consequences later on. It's very simple. We're not here to convince anybody about it. When Bitcoin was fucking $500, $1,000, $2,000, $3,000, $4,000, and everybody considered it toy money, that's fine. You can continue believing that, but it all comes down to people's lack of financial literacy. And this is what I always tell people. Every time that there's any sovereign power, what they want to keep you is illiterate. 500, 1,000 years ago, the church would keep you illiterate from reading Latin. Why? Because they were the connection between you and God.
Yeah.
That's why when John Wycliffe rolled around and translated the Bible into English, they wanted to kill the man. Why? Because he simplified the access to God. It's the same thing today. You have financial illiteracy. Go through the bank. Go through this guy. Go through that guy. We'll take care of you. And then you begin to realize that there are ulterior motives, and the ulterior motives are to keep you slave, controlled, and absolutely fucked. And people are starting to wake up to that.
No, absolutely.
Well said.
Quick word, real quick.
Today's sponsor, Teach Hanley. Listen, guys, we get it. You're out here dating girls, trying to be the man of the hour, but you don't look clean. You're not fresh, like me. So listen, man, get these Hanley brothers. It's simple to use, easy to use as well. It's a card to follow, morning and evening, and as well as AM, PM for you to use as well. So for face wash, you want to use it in the shower. It's pretty good. They have a daily scrub as well, AM and PM. And for most people, listen, man, I get it. For guys, skincare is not a real thing. But listen, you want to look good, smell good, have that fresh look when you go on a date, use Teach Hanley.
Yeah, guys, if you're tired of having fucked up skin and looking like crap, go ahead and get some goddamn Teach Hanley, man, because a lot of you guys don't take care of yourselves. Your teeth are dirty, your skin is dirty, it's all patched up, whatever it may be. We're going to talk about that probably from drinking tap water, right, Luke? Yeah, man, if you want to keep that youthful glow, looking good and everything else like that, man, make sure you take care of your skin, guys. Self-care is very important. Obviously, take care of your money, take care of your skin, take care of your health, and live long so that you can go ahead and invest in some goddamn crypto or whatever it may be so you can make some money.
Use
Stop
our
being a
link,
Brokie.
30% off, pinned in the comments, down below in the description box.
Yeah, man. Stop being ugly, guys. Take care of yourself.
Hygiene always.
Absolutely.
All right.
Speaking of which, that actually transitions right into next, because we were going to talk about tap water a little bit, right? Go ahead.
So here's the debate going on here, guys, like secretly, where tap water versus bottled water. And Myron is of the opinion, tap water. Luke is of the opinion, bottled water. Or some level.
I don't really care. I just drink water.
Tell us, Luke, on your stance on water.
Yeah, I mean, tap water is another source of control. You know, you have heavy metal toxicity that is found in the water. You have arsenic, you have fluoride, fluoridation in the water, all things designed to make people more docile.
Mm-hmm.
And when you begin to study history, you begin to realize that they control water, they control the food supply, and they use it as mechanisms to poison people. Anything that comes from the government and everything that is free should be questioned. And that's kind of the entire parameter that I kind of run it through. So you begin to look at pipes and the pipes that run through, that the water supply runs through, and they are pretty nasty. So if you have the ability to have clean water, or at least have a reverse osmosis filtration system, do it. Because I don't trust the government. I don't trust what they put in the water. And I try to protect myself from heavy metals, from arsenic, from mercury that they find in the waters. Just takes a couple searches and you can find the quality of the water supply in your area. In fact, I did it for Puerto Rico since I lived there, and they found that the water supply is worse than Michigan, Flint, Michigan.
Oh, shit.
Damn.
Yeah.
And for those that don't know, Flint, Michigan had a crisis a couple of years ago. They made a whole Netflix documentary on the water crisis over there.
What's the best water to drink, Luke, from your research?
Yeah, and how would someone go about finding out if the water in the area is terrible?
Yeah, just you can probably run some sort of test. There's like some tap water companies that you just send some tests in. It's like $50, $100, or there's websites that tell you the quality of the water supply online. I wouldn't know the website off the top of my head, but if you have the ability to drink glass bottled spring water, that's fluoride free, that is the best alternative. If you're unable to do that, get a reverse osmosis water filtration system that allows you to cleanse the water as much as possible from all these heavy metals and all these toxins that are clearly in there.
I think it was either you or Nate showing me a chart of all the waters and pH levels. Dasani was really bad.
Yeah, Dasani is just basically bottled tap water that's run by Coca-Cola and all these big manufacturing companies and Nestle and things of this nature. So I try to stay away from water because, I mean, we're comprised mostly of water. So if you can take care of your water, you take care of your health.
Yeah, but no, and I noticed this too when I was abroad. Like the food here, the water here, everything. There's signs, right? Why do we have so many fat people? Why do we have the highest levels of heart disease? Why are all the people in the United States just unhealthy in general compared to other places that have far less resources and far less food than we do? Why are we the fattest country? And I mean, yeah, absolutely. The food, the water, it's all fucked up. 100%.
I spent some time in Asia Specifically, I was in Bali and a couple of these islands where they actually care about organic food and growing food in their own land. And people are like quite healthy, dude. People are highly mobile when you see them at the gym. And then I land here today. I'm like, dude, people are fucking diseased.
Yeah.
People are overweight. People look depressed.
And Miami's one of
people
the
look
fittest
sad.
cities in America. You go
And
to
it's
other places, go to
crazy,
Texas, go to
Bro, we were in London. It was depressing, bro.
yeah.
No offense to London, but hey,
Yeah,
man,
London trash.
the
man.
blokes were very
But yeah,
depressing.
like you go to other places in the United States, like Miami is considered one of the fittest cities. We don't have as many fat people as other parts, but go to Orlando. Just take a few hours up north.
Fort
and go,
Myers?
Yeah, Fort Myers. Bro, you see the obesity. Go to Texas. Go to anywhere here in the South Alabama, Tennessee.
And it's not normal, dude.
Yeah.
It is not normal. It's not normal what they're doing to the food. But once again, it's just the weaponization of what we like to call public commodities. So people think, oh, just water's free. Yeah, but at what cost? So sometimes you just have to shill out the extra dollar to take care of your health. And I'm a big advocate for it because it just happens to be something that is true. You know, it helps with brain clarity. It reduces mental fog. And a big thing right now, you probably remember the video from Alex Jones where he talked about
the frogs are gay.
the frogs are becoming gay, which is basically the feminization of the frogs, and that's what I believe is a cause for the feminization of men.
Yeah.
So you have what is estrogen. We can talk about the birth control pill.
Yeah.
Orally, when you take it, 90+% of that gets urinated because pills don't actually get digested extremely well. So that's just high levels of estrogen getting urinated by 100 million plus women. The treatment plants aren't treating for estrogen. They just simply are not. So that just gets recycled and that gets put back into the tap water because water is considered a recycled commodity. So as it's a recycled commodity, so it gets filtered and filtered and filtered and filtered over again. So a big reason for the feminization of men, you can look into it yourself. It has to do with the estrogen that is found in the tap water.
Yeah. Yeah. No, I
It
mean,
sounds like a conspiracy, but hey, at the end of the day, what I've come to realize is that, you know,
It's
if
true.
you do your research and you actually begin to investigate the source origin of a lot of these problems, it has to do with the public things that the government feeds you.
well, yeah, everything's been a lie. They lied about JFK. They lied about 9/11. I mean, this coming from a guy who's a former government employee. You know what I mean? Even me, I've been like, what the hell? I've like, you know, I do think that tap water isn't optimal, right? Have I drank it in the past or whatever? Yeah. You know, I would say like, you know, I live a pretty healthy lifestyle. So like the tap water, I don't think is going to kill me because I do everything else, you know, fairly good. But definitely I agree with you that like if you can get away from tap water, you probably should because yeah, the pipes are fucked up. And here's the other thing too, so that you know that tap water is fucked up. I'll never forget when I was living in Georgia for a while, in Glencoe, Georgia, when I was going to the academy there, and the water tasted really fucking bad. And then other places, you know, you'll go and drink tap water. There were some parts in Texas where I lived and like the water tasted bad. I was like, something's wrong here. Like it tastes different depending on where you are geographically. Something's off here. So, you know, obviously if you can drink bottled water, always go with bottled water, right? Which I always try to do. But and then Dasani had heard that stuff about Dasani. But yeah, I mean it's made by Coke. They don't go fuck. They just want to make money. So what's new? But yeah, sorry, you were gonna say something?
Some chats here real quick.
Oh yeah. Modern life dating.
Yeah.
Shit, I gotta get my glasses. Fresh, go ahead.
MLD says, you guys forgot to mention all the feminizing hormones in the tap water in the USA from women on birth control. BTC, 100K by end of year. Yep, looks at it. We have here as well. Let's see. Let's go down to the bottom. Okay. Glitchville. Luke, please tell FNF that real estate is a tool of the Matrix to control you, and you won't get rich off of it. At the best, it's a store of value and not a cash cow.
I mean, I don't have a lot of real estate, so I can't really give my opinion about it. I definitely think real estate has its pros, but it also has its cons. You know, you can make money in multiple different ways. You know, if you have the ability to have some real estate, why not? It's just the diversification of your assets. At the end of the day, if you get in too much trouble with the government, they can come and seize your shit. So that's the only thing that is holding me back from having a big real estate portfolio is because you have the right of use. You don't technically own it. They can take it, but you can make money off of real estate. That's for sure. Something that most wealthy people have put their money in. So
yeah, it's the number one creator of millionaires. And then the other thing too, bro, that you got to understand is that it's probably one of the best hedges against inflation.
Yeah.
You know, as inflation gets worse and worse, your real estate actually gets better because it's going up in value. And remember, you paid way less for it back when you got it. So it's actually one of the best hedges against inflation, man. So
And taxes too.
and taxes as
Yeah.
well. And it's a great, and then you can always borrow against it because remember, when you get a loan, it's not a taxable event. So, yeah. What else do we got here? But again, we tell you how to be diversified, guys. Have everything. WFNF still the biggest podcast in Miami, not even close. Can we kick out this hippie anorexic course seller and cover Jacob Rothschild's or academic?
Bro, this guy just wasted $20.
Yeah, why, bro? Why?
I will say though, the academic saga with Meek Mill and Diddy is
continues
going
again?
crazy, bro. Yo, that shit's go. Sorry, my bad. I just find it very exciting. But hey,
You want to give the people a summary since you brought it up anyway of
well,
what's going on?
there's a new court document going around where Meek Mill and Usher were unofficially named in this document being with Diddy sexually. Allegedly, of course. We're not saying that it happened. We're just saying it's out there. A rapper from Philly who dated Nicki Minaj.
Yeah.
Who is
and,
that,
and
bro?
here's the other thing, too, that's interesting. It's like now, since Cassie made that money, everyone wants to come at Diddy, I guess, and come up with these allegations. So
That's
it's like,
wild, though, bro.
yeah, we'll see what happens, man.
Damn, man.
Crazy.
And he came at Andrew Tate, Meek Mill.
Oh, yeah, he did it. He did. Yeah. He said, he obviously gave the nigga response. Yo, ain't you get hit with traffic or something like that? Like, bro, shut up.
Hey, man, did he traffic you?
Yeah, I was going to say it,
Oh,
man.
my God, bro. Hey, man, don't hurt me, Meek.
Yeah, Jacob
man.
Calloway
Just
goes,
kidding.
of all your current strongest held convictions, which one would you be least surprised to see you change your mind to the opposite? What?
In 5 years.
In 5 years. Also, shout out to Nate. Wish he was on the panel, too. I think that's a question for you, Luke.
Yeah, I mean, just figure out what works for you. At the end of the day, it's just figuring out what is causing you to be unhealthy. If you're overweight, figure out if it's the seed oils that you're consuming. If you have brain fog, figure out if it's the tap water, if it's your lack of sleep, and just figure out how to live a healthy lifestyle. At the end of the day, it's not just one thing. It's a culmination of every action that you put together. So you need to be able to be conscientious about what you eat, how you move, what you drink, and it's a culmination of everything, so you need to live a full healthy lifestyle across the board. And that's what matters. At the end of the day, nobody can really oppose the fact that we live in a society that is not really running at optimal levels. And if you want to run at optimal levels and beat your competition and be at the top 1% of operating humans, you're going to have to do things that the bots aren't willing to do. The bots like their seed oils, the bots like their tap water, and they always say, fuck the gym. And that's just basically the outcome of their life. So just do the opposite of what the average individual is doing, and you'll probably live a better life.
Yeah, and the average person, guys, is fat as hell, doesn't have any money, doesn't have even $1,000 in savings, can't cover a $500 expense without going into debt.
No ambition.
It's easier than ever to be better than average. So.
And if you are in that situation, you can change. And there are places where people are pushing you towards becoming a better version of yourself. So if you're fat, you can change that. As long as you recognize your current condition, don't lie to yourself. Don't wear that oversized hoodie, right?
Yeah.
Look at yourself in the mirror and be like, I can actually change. That guy that's shredded with enough work, with enough dedication, I can be like that. If you feel lethargic because you continue eating McDonald's and you continue eating these seed oils, you can realize, hey, I can change my diet. I can eat a whole food diet. If you actually feel depressed, maybe go to the gym and maybe get your hormones in check. And maybe that'll allow you to stop going to the, what do you call this? Where is it that people go to? What are the people? The psychologists. I don't know.
Psychiatrist.
I've never, psychiatrist, psychologist,
therapist, yeah.
But it's like, why are you going to go to somebody else for your problems? Maybe you should figure out what is taking place with yourself first and start from that point.
All right.
Let's see here. Avenger Sentio goes, I'm a Cast Club member, Myron, Fresh, and Luke. Always remember this quote from Dukran: as you become more successful, whatever blessings you have, they come from Allah, and whatever hardships comes your way, it is Him you seek for help. Okay?
Okay.
We got here,
Ben Franklin.
Ben Franklin goes, I called in a couple months ago. I was the Brokie out in the Big O. I'm working 3 jobs, 6:30 a.m. to 11 p.m., 6 days a week. Any suggestions for sourcing and when to go to the gym? Bro, if you're a Brokie, don't even focus on girls, man. Like,
Facts.
a lot of you guys, man, are out here trying to get chicks and everything else like that, and you're fucking bums, and then you wonder why girls don't respect you or take you seriously. Like, get your money on point first, man. I mean, you can socialize here and there, but it absolutely should not be a priority. A lot of you guys put women as the priority, and that is why you're fucking broke and poor.
I think everyone who was successful on some level took a break from girls to, I want to say, learn skills or
Yeah.
acquire the wealth. But when you're free after working all that time, maybe. But even then,
you only have X amount of time in the day.
Yeah.
You know, so if you haven't invested in yourself, why are you going to invest that time into somebody else? It just makes absolutely no sense. I think people need to start elevating themselves, and eventually the right woman will come. People want the top tier woman, but they're, you know, not the top tier dude. So therefore, you're just going to attract what you are, and that's not what you want to do. Level up.
Guys, refresh the page. I know some of you guys are saying something about lag or audio or whatever. Just refresh. Yeah, it's lagging on YouTube. On Rumble, it's fine. So just refresh your page and you should be fine, guys. That was what will fix the problem. But we're good on our end. Mo, you double checked. Yeah. Yeah, so the audio is fine. You just gotta refresh your page, guys, and you'll be fine. If not, just come on over to Rumble, rumble.com/fresh&fit. It's fine over there on Rumble. Well, you know, YouTube might be centering this conversation. They want you to drink tap water, I guess. Myron, we need a stream weekly where you react to current picks, like what?
Topics.
Oh, topics. Okay.
Like
Bills,
Omale.
you're killing me right now, man.
Yeah, because of the
Okay. Current topics like Omale, Meek Mill, etc., and why y'all have this dork on. He's a wannabe Tate. He is a scammer, fake teeth, fraud giraffe looking motherfucker. F&F is too big for a fraud guest like this. You want to respond to that, Luke, or you want to just ignore him? It's up to you, bro.
I mean, you just wasted $10. So thank you, bro, for the money. Shout out to the boys.
I've never understood. Like, here's the thing, guys. Some guests we bring on, y'all might like. Some guests you guys might not like. However, if a bunch of people say, yo, we want to see this person on, and we bring them on, it's like, then if you don't like the person, just don't watch the episode, man. Like, I never will understand the concept of, yo, I don't like this person, so let me go ahead and comment in, send a super chat in to say I don't like this person. Like, why?
It's hilarious. It's hilarious. People that have no life are absolutely in a situation where they spend their money to get their voice heard. Well, guess what? We're going to continue doing our thing, continue making our money, continue elevating and doing our thing. So thank you for the $10, homie. Appreciate you.
Like, you know,
this is the new TV, bro.
It's crazy, bro.
Back in
It's
the
such
day,
a
you know what you
joke.
would do? Get a remote, change channels.
Yeah.
Same thing here. Don't watch this episode.
Yeah. This is crazy, man. Like, for example, right? Like, I like to listen to Joe Rogan every now and then. He might bring on some guests, and I'm like, what the fuck? Why is that person on? I don't want to listen to this. But I'm not going to go to that video, comment below, yo, why'd you bring this person on? Blah, blah, blah. Like, I'm just not going to watch.
No, it's just funny that people spend their money. That's the best part.
Strange, man.
Thank you for the $10, homie.
Strange, bro.
Send another $10, please, or send another $10 with another message. We'll read it again. Thank you for your money, homie.
Because you might not like him, but a lot of people have been asking for Luke for months.
Yeah, literally.
So it's like, bro, he's here. Like,
How about you make your own show and bring your own guests? And then we'll tell you to your face.
But he's
we don't
not.
like your guests.
But he's not going to make his own show because it's usually the people that hate. They're usually little goblins in the bottom of the bridge that have opinions about shit.
Yeah.
They're never the ones that are actually doing stuff.
Brokies.
Dude, everybody hates from the bottom, but I've never found people hating from the top. Rarely do I find people hating from the top. It's always the little goblins underneath the bridge, and it's just, it is what it is. Send another $10, please.
Strange. Yeah. Okay, we got Avenger Sentinel. Luke, I can't overstate how big of an inspiration you are to me. I fucking love you, brother, my G. May God continue to bless, protect, and inspire you. Alhamdulillah. Bam. So it's a lot of people support, man. What else we got here? This dude, Cucko. Okay. For Fresh with an L guest again. Community. This guy is Tate copycat as well. Just get Sneeko instead. Fresh sucks. Myron, go solo. Fresh is holding you back, bro. See, like, you guys, like, and it's interesting because if we brought Sneeko in here, people will say, why is Sneeko here? He's led the leaf in the wind. It's like, y'all find something negative to say about every one of our guests, bro. Y'all shit on me, you guys shit on Fresh, you shit on Luke, you shit on fucking Sneeko. It's like, bro, we bring any guests on, it's like, y'all got something to say, man. And y'all been asking for it for
It's
months.
internet, bro.
Yes, internet. Yeah,
So,
that's
what
it.
it is.
We'll continue on. I broke on my girl 14M, 14 what?
Minutes ago.
Minutes ago?
Months ago.
Probably
months.
I'm considering her now because I know most things will be on my term and she will listen, be submissive, and she's honest. But no, she had sex just one time with a guy about at the 1 year mark of me not talking to her. What do you do? No, bro, I wouldn't. If you broke up with her, probably she broke up with you, right? Or you broke up with her, she probably fucked up. So, I mean, I wouldn't take her back, but that's on you if you want to do that.
I'm not going to. Yo, have you seen the Omale? No.
She ain't smashed one dude, by the way. It's probably more.
Have you seen the Slim Jimmy and this girl that's married debacle that's going on the internet right now?
No.
Oh, bro. I wish we had to talk about today. I mean, we'll talk about it later. But like basically, Slim Jimmy, our boy, from Swilly.
Yeah. You're a boy, nigga.
Well, my boy, Ray Sherman. He actually was exposed by his girl because he was talking to this woman I was married in London, by the way, and this guy's she's married to this UK like rapper, so to speak, but she's cheating with apparently Slim Jimmy from the past. And even though like she's married to this guy, she's still talking to Slim Jimmy nonstop. So it's almost like he married her, took her on trips, gave her the world, retired her basically, and she's still cheating on him. By the way, she messaged Slim Jimmy on Valentine's Day with her man. Wild, but
Clown world,
bro.
Clown world.
Yep.
Slang Hanger goes, glad to see the goats together. Do you guys have any suggested course on how to increase communication skills? Thanks for everything you gentlemen do.
You got anything, bro?
Start speaking. Start talking, dude. Open up your mouth, read a dictionary out loud. Might be helpful for you. You don't need a course on public speaking. You just have to start doing it.
I'll tell you something that I did for a bit. Go ahead, guys, and download the dictionary app and then learn one new word a day.
You see it? Yeah.
And that'll help you with increase your vocabulary.
I will tell you this.
I did that.
That was my homework. Did I do it correctly? No, but
obviously
that was my homework.
This guy bad. All right,
but you're never going to be good at first. You have to get over yourself. You have to understand that you have to look like a fool in the beginning in order to become a master later, and just get over yourself. Understand that nobody actually really cares. People are going to hate you regardless whether you're the best person or the worst person in the room. Just do your thing, make your money, level up, take care of your family, and live your life, bro. It's pretty chill.
Boom.
Good point.
Austin Leclerc goes, glad Luke is on the greatest podcast on earth. With Bitcoin halving and all this crypto craziness, what would you do with 5K to make the best return? All in ETH or Solana? Alternate coins? Thank you. Bam. This question for you.
Right.
Yeah, I mean, you have Ethereum right now being one of the leading narratives. We have the Ethereum ETF that's going to be taking place. I think BlackRock filed for an Ethereum ETF in November.
Yes, and it's going to be finalized, I think, in May or whatever for the approvals.
It will get approved.
It's going to get approved.
BlackRock does not lose ETF approval. So when that takes place, once the Bitcoin narrative kind of calms down a little bit post-halving, altcoins tend to run. So you have your large caps, your medium caps, your small caps, and you have your meme coins, and then the cycle kind of shuffles back in and out.
What do you predict is going to happen with Ethereum? Because one of my crypto buddies, Charlie, shout out to him from, it was actually Miguel that had me up from Dollar Cost Crypto, hit me up and said, hey, how much Ethereum do you have? And I told him, and he was like, you need to get some more because this exactly what you said. You mentioned the thing with BlackRock and then the ETF. That is going to get approved for an ETF, and he predicts is going to shoot up. What do you think as far as like what are we looking at for prices for Ethereum? Because I think Ethereum is
Ethereum is a $10,000 token. So you have, it's called the EVM. It's the Ethereum Virtual Machine. All these projects and products are built upon it. So it's a layer one. It's what's called the monolithic cryptocurrency at this point, like Bitcoin. Things are being built upon it.
Gotcha.
So they're ecosystems at this point. So in order to transact in this ecosystem, you need Ethereum.
Yeah.
So people just use it as that currency. Plus you have the ETF approvals. As soon as it becomes approved as an ETF, what that means is institutions now say, okay, green light to start investing. Not only that, but it's also deflationary. So you have all these aspects taking place. I think Ethereum has a bright future, but if you're looking to multiply 5K, it really depends on your risk tolerance.
Gotcha.
But I wouldn't be out here listening to tweets. I would do some research, figure out where you see a narrative moving, and put that money to work.
It's interesting because people have been telling me that for years that Ethereum is going to be a $10,000 asset very soon. And do you think we might get that this year with it becoming an ETF?
It depends. I think it depends also where Bitcoin ends.
Okay.
But everything follows Bitcoin.
Yeah.
Everything follows Bitcoin. But right now we're sitting at about $3,300. In January, we're sitting at $2,100. So it's already up quite a bit.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, it's better than keeping just USD. At the end of the day, the USD is
3,400 as of this moment right now.
Okay, so it's up even a little bit more.
Yeah.
So you only see these markets going up, and at the end of the day, if you miss out on the bull run, so be it. Like, it doesn't really make a difference. It doesn't affect my bank account, doesn't affect my bottom balance. And just make sure you don't lose.
Yeah. We don't have shit to sell right now anyway, by the way, just letting y'all know. Like, we're just telling you guys the crypto markets are going up and You should invest. If
I mean,
you
it's
guys
the
had
truth.
invested when we told y'all a couple months ago with the course, you guys would be up right now.
We've been told the highs from Miguel and Charlie.
Yeah. They predicted
Bitcoin,
it.
100K, Ethereum, 10K. I mean,
Yeah.
so
would you say what 2025 potentially? We're going to be looking at $10,000 Ethereum.
I don't know. I just know it's there.
Okay.
I don't like to predict times. It's
Okay.
more so the fact that it will happen. Just like people said, hey, Bitcoin's going to hit 100,000. You can't predict when it's going to hit 100,000. You just know that eventually it'll come. And whether
So
it
you
comes,
believe that as well, that Bitcoin will be a $100,000 coin?
Bitcoin will continue to go up because the government is continuing to print dollars. And it's not the fact that Bitcoin is just becoming more valuable. It's also the fact that the dollar is becoming less valuable. So you need to understand that it's limited supply versus infinite supply, and that things are priced in dollars. So the more the US dollar gets printed, the more the currency gets devalued, the more Bitcoin is going to go up, because it's not backed by nothing. It's backed by real energy. It costs money in order to mine a Bitcoin.
Yep.
Right now, I think it's about $45,000 or $47,000 to mine a Bitcoin. That's the energy cost that it takes to mine a Bitcoin.
There's a finite amount of them now.
Yes, there's 21 million. There's more than 21 million millionaires, and there are circulating supply for Bitcoin. Considering what's left over off of everybody that's lost their tokens and stuff of this nature, not everybody's going to be able to own a Bitcoin. So once we hit supply shock and not everybody is able to get their hands on, that's when people are going to start running to the doors to get some. So get in early. The people that call it a scam, well, they're usually financially illiterate people, and that's totally fine.
And you know, I want to get your take on this. We've typically, I've realized that, you know, Bitcoin has exploded over the past, 5 or 6 years or whatever it may be. I remember when Bitcoin was like $3,000 a coin. Now it's 60-some thousand. Would you say it's a little too high for most people to get in, and they should look elsewhere, maybe into Ethereum or Solana or one of these other alternative coins that have a bright future?
Yeah, it's just understanding ecosystems and understanding where the narrative is. So you have narratives, which is long-term plays, and then you have trends. The trends are like, people playing short-term trends. I think AI is a big narrative. I think gaming is a big narrative. And I just think people just have to pay attention to the crypto market. I don't think people should turn their eyes away from them and from these tokens and these products, because they're real. They're here to stay, and people are building real technology upon it. People were saying AI is not going to come out for 10 years, 20 years, 30 years.
Here it is.
And in 6 months, it completely revolutionized the way that people work. Where is it going to be in 5 years? Where is it going to be in 10 years? Are you just going to continue going to university, getting a regular degree, or you're going to take advantage of the opportunity of a lifetime, which is the fact that AI, digital currencies, social media, making money online, building digital businesses isn't going anywhere. The internet has been around for 25 plus years.
Yep.
It ain't going anywhere. It's the new gold rush. I call it the digital gold rush. And it was 1958. It was 1858. And the rumors in California were spreading to the east saying, hey, there's gold, there's gold, there's gold. People 20 years in were probably like, hey, once all the gold was mined, or the gold, most of it was mined, oh, well, it's the end.
Yeah.
Well, it wasn't the end, because a 200-year gold industry was created from it. So a 200-year internet industry is being built and is being created from the birth of the internet, and we just happen to be lucky enough to be at the inception part of it, which comes with a lot of scams. It comes with a lot of
course,
it comes
always
with
risk.
a lot of risk, but no risk, no reward.
Yeah. I think when in doubt, buy Ethereum, guys. I mean, Bitcoin might be a little too high for the average person to get in, but I think all of you guys should have enough money to get maybe 1 Ethereum, 2 Ethereum. Over the course of a year, you should be able to save up the money and get it, instead of spending that money on some chick that doesn't like you.
I mean, we've seen the time gap here has been pretty safe throughout everything.
Yeah,
so.
it's been going up,
Yeah.
right? I mean, and if you can bear, I think the big thing is also what you mentioned at the top of the show is, you need to be able to stick it out, right? Because people think, oh my God, I'm losing money. You don't lose money until you pull your money out. Don't forget that, guys, because a lot of people think like, I'm losing money, blah, blah, blah. It's never a loss until you pull the money out. And if you can wait long enough, you're almost always going to be profitable.
Unless you were in safe mode.
The thing I always tell people is, one of the biggest scams of the US dollar is thinking that $1 has always been worth $1. In the 40s, you could buy a house for a couple $1,000s.
Yeah.
1-2 years of working at a regular factory, you could buy a home.
On a single income too.
Exactly. So nowadays, you can't even buy a house with 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 years worth of work. Plus you have income tax, which is another scam that we can go ahead and talk about. So what you need to do is understand that the US dollar Anybody can look it up right now. Go on Google and ask
Income tax. Oh my God.
how many dollars were printed in the last 10 years? Trillions, $6-7 trillion were printed. What does that mean to you? What does that mean to your money? And then look up a purchasing power calculator. What is the purchasing power of your dollar from 2021, which is very simple, not very far ago, to now? And the purchasing power is I think, about 15%. So your purchasing power has gone down in 3 years about 15%. It's absolutely ridiculous. What do you think? The government's going to stop printing?
Yeah.
When you have the printers, you're just going to continue printing.
Not only that, a lot of people don't know this. Like something crazy like 50% of the dollars in circulation were printed during the COVID time period.
Yeah.
So it's like, something wild, like around 40 to 50% of the dollars in circulation. It might be less now because we've been printing so much more money. But regardless, let's say it's 25%, 30%. That's still fucking crazy.
That's a lot.
That percentage of money that's out in circulation right now was printed only 4 years ago during the pandemic.
Stimulus checks.
And it's not, and it's not the thing that things are getting more expensive. It's that your money is becoming worthless.
Yeah.
So what they're doing is they're not just stealing your money, is they're stealing the value of your work. They're stealing the value of your hour. They're stealing the value of your energy, because now you have to work twice as hard, extra hours, in order to have the same lifestyle you used to have. So you need to hedge yourself with assets that protect your purchasing power, that protect the energy that you initially input into something. So for example, let's say I pay you for a gig.
Yep.
10 years ago, $10,000 for a gig, and you held to that $10,000, right?
Cash like an idiot.
Cash. Today, that money would be worth a lot less. So what does that mean? That means that they've stolen the initial value of your purchasing power. They've stolen the initial value of your time, and they've just printed it. They do it through taxation, and they do it through the printing of money. And once people wake up to this, especially if you're overseas, if you're in America, okay, I get it, because we have the world reserve currency. But if you're overseas, you're just getting fucked time and time and time again, because you're not just competing against your own inflation, you're also competing against the fact that the U.S. is debasing
dollar.
It's crazy, dude. It's
Canada's
absolutely
dollar,
crazy.
like, you Canadians need to be the most pissed off that Trudeau's fucking you guys up that bad, because the Canadian dollar I've seen has like been taking some of the biggest hits, man. Like it's just, it's wild to me, and I like that you mentioned that like literally like the worst thing you could do right now that I'm realizing is like keeping cash in the bank. That's the worst thing you can do right now with the way things are. It's like you need to take that money and like put it into something that's gonna at least hold its value.
Because if you don't do it, the bank will do it for you.
Yeah, they're doing it.
The bank does it
on their behalf.
Yeah, they're getting your money, and bro, they're getting rid of it immediately. Your dumb ass like, oh, take my money from me. They're like, okay, we got you. They hold it. They put that shit immediately to work. Hey, you want to buy real estate? Oh, you want to buy something? Okay, here's a fucking loan, asshole, and then pay me back on interest.
Yeah, that's how they get you.
That's what it is, man. All right. What do we got here? I'm considering relocating to from SoCal to Miami. I love Brickell when visiting. Knowing everything you guys know now, what advice would each of you give to somebody moving to MIA? Thanks, love the show and all the content. We actually, I'm really glad you brought this up.
Yeah.
You mentioned state income tax is a scam. I agree with you. Yo, if you guys live in a state that's in like
New York,
that state income tax, and you're an entrepreneur, what the fuck are you doing,
bro?
You need to get to Texas, Florida, Nevada. I'm trying to think of another state, New Hampshire. Somewhere that doesn't have state income tax. You want to talk about that? You said.
I mean, your biggest expense is taxes. People have normalized taxes. When you begin to realize the origin of income tax, it was created post World War II, and it's supposed to be temporary. And they ended up keeping it and continuing to increase it time and time again. Do you think they're just going to lower it? No, they're going to continue fucking you over. Income tax is a scam, and when you understand that they're trying to steal from you. If you have a job, the first thing I would tell you is never do that auto signing where they take money from your check.
Yeah.
Never do that.
Yeah.
Always do your taxes at the end of the year yourself.
Yeah.
Manage your own money.
Yeah. You're better off paying them a little bit and keeping that money throughout the year than just giving it to them and getting a refund.
Just invest it, and hopefully you can make a return on it before you shill it out.
Yeah. Because, and I, like an idiot, I used to do that when I worked for the government. Like, I just let them take whatever, and I'd get a refund check like a moron. Nah, man.
And you're like, oh, I'm making money. No, you're not making money. What you need to understand is that you cannot depend on another person for financial literacy, to take care of you, to protect you. It doesn't work that way. You've been lied to. You've been deceived into thinking that how the world works is how it's presented, and it's not that way. If you're financially illiterate, go pick up a book on financial literacy. Go pick up the basics. If you aren't educated on business, go pick up a book on the basics of business. If you don't know how to speak, go pick up. If you don't know your rights, go read the Bill of Rights. You know, most people live in this country. They say this is a land of opportunity, land of freedom. They don't even know their rights.
Yeah.
So go get informed, go get educated. If not, you're going to be in a situation where you're going to continue getting fucked time and time again. And we see it throughout history. The brokies, the peasants, they always get the short end of the stick.
And it comes down to not knowing.
And not knowing. You have to elevate your consciousness. You have to elevate your education. Otherwise, you're going to be screwed.
Yeah.
Good point.
We got here, what is Luke's birthday? That's a weird question. Luke, you don't have to answer that if you don't want to, but it's up to you.
Weirdo. Thanks for the $11.
Question for Luke. I'm late to the party, but how would you recommend someone who owns no crypto to move forward investing at this point in time? I'm 20 years old, waiting tables, so pretty little income. I'd think altcoins are for the higher upside potential.
I mean, yeah, right. If you're working a regular job right now, what you need to figure out is how to make more money. That's the most important thing. You're talking about investing, but you don't have much to invest, so your returns aren't going to be astronomical. What you need to do is figure out how to have a better job, how to get paid more. So be in a situation where you elevate your bank account. You know, I was talking with a very successful entrepreneur in Singapore recently, and he said, the people that make money are the people that solve problems. And Elon Musk said it best. He said, you get paid in proportion to the difficulty of the problems that you solve. So if you want to solve big problems, you'll get paid big bucks. A lot of people are out here solving insignificant problems that make them replaceable. So you're not going to get paid a lot because you're not worth a lot to the marketplace. So if you don't have a lot of money, don't be worrying about crypto. Don't be worrying about the money. Focus on how to level up your skill set, how to provide value, how to solve problems, and go get a better job. I wouldn't say go get a job that is a 9-to-5 that gets you paid hourly. I like sales, things that get you paid for your effort. But I think it comes down to leveling up your income first before you start investing. What do you think?
I agree. No, a lot of people have an earning problem. And the thing is that people say, yo, I want to invest, I invest. You're never going to save yourself to being rich. You know, you can invest yourself to being rich, but you're going to need some kind of capital to invest yourself, to invest where you're actually able to like get some type of return. So yeah, bro, you have an earning problem, my friend. You need to make more money. That's what it comes down to. And having a skill will help you with that. Like I don't have an issue with guys having 9-to-5s. It's just that if you're going to have a 9-to-5, it needs to be a high income skill type job. And the funny part is when you have a high income skill, a lot of times you don't got to work a 9-to-5. Let's say you're a fucking surgeon. Those guys might do 1 or 2 surgeries a month, dude. You know what I mean? Obviously they go to school for a period of time, but they make a bunch of money. Let's say you're a lawyer. You might not work 9-to-5, right? You kind of work your own hours depending on what type of legal, or what kind of law you practice, etc. Because I know there's some lawyers that work all the time, but then there's other lawyers that don't do shit and they make a bunch of money, corporate law, that type of shit. So
somebody made a really good comment here. If I may say, learn a trade. I always have work. And what's interesting is I was listening to an interview by the owner of NVIDIA. And it's one of the biggest it's the biggest chip manufacturer
going crazy right
now of AI in the world. And he said the people that are going to absolutely benefit from AI are the people with trade jobs. What happens when the farmer begins utilizing AI to optimize their job? What happens when the plumber begins to use AI? What happens when the electrician or the construction worker begins to utilize AI? Because AI can't necessarily replace a lot of these things, so you can utilize them to get richer and to get ahead. So yeah, trade jobs are absolutely amazing, and you don't have to shell out a ton of money to some centralized institution in order to have the ability to get a job.
Them. And people don't want to do them.
People don't want to get their hands dirty, dude.
Yeah.
I mean, I started waiting tables. I've pressure washed basketball courts. I cleaned toilets. I did what I had to do, and I just fell into digital business, and it worked. But it's not for everybody. I completely understand that. But you can make a ton of money. I see people making 6 figures a year having a trade job, and mad respect, because we need these individuals. Now use AI, tap into that, and learn how to increase your income. Maybe you have to go hire a right-hand person and give them a couple jobs and take 20% off of that.
That's the beauty of having a blue, like one of these blue-collar jobs is like, let's say you start off as a plumber, you figure out how to be a plumber. You're like, you know what? I know how to do this. I can manage other people, and then you can start your own plumbing business, and you already know how to do it, and then you can go ahead and hire other people, and then scale up from there and make a bunch of money doing that as well. So it's like it gives you a skill set where you'll always have work, and then you're always gonna need plumbers, you're always gonna need HVAC people, you're always gonna need people that need you to come in and do these manual labor jobs. And a lot of people don't want to do them, especially nowadays. Like there was something crazy. I think like right after the pandemic or whatever, like a year or two after, people were saying like they were struggling to find employees. Like people don't want to work, bro. So
yeah, everybody wants to get rich off of a crypto pump, and it's just not the reality of the situation. It's just not the reality of the situation. Most people lose money. I mean, I understand I'm an anomaly. Like I understand I'm not part of the statistic, and I completely get it. But if you're in a situation where you have a trade skill, go from learning how to just doing the trade to becoming a business owner and managing people. And that's how you begin to multiply your money, by utilizing other people's time and energy and giving them opportunity and taking a piece of it.
Bam.
All right.
And then for the guy that said that you want to move to Miami, bro, if you want to move to Miami, Miami's cool, but I'm not gonna lie to you, it's way more expensive than it used to be. So I would look at other places, maybe a Fort Lauderdale, maybe somewhere in Broward County, etc. If you don't have that much capital, because Miami's very expensive now.
You go to
You can thank the
Miramar,
New Yorkers and the Californians for that one.
Hollywood, Hallandale. I would say as well with Miami, there's many distractions. So
That too.
keep in mind, if
A lot
you're
of you guys
young,
come here and you don't work and you act like idiots
Bro.
and you lose all your money.
I've met so many entrepreneurs that come to Miami and they get into lifestyle, they lose their business, lose their clients. It's like
Start
you
partying
gotta
too
be
much,
focused
start
here.
doing drugs. You got to be extra focused here, because there's
Yep.
going to be fucking chicks all over the place. Like, yeah, man, you got to be extra
Yeah.
focused here.
Yeah,
could
it's,
party
it's,
every
it's
single
super
day.
interesting, especially during the bull runs. You're in situations where, where people start spending their money, and people don't realize that the money that they're making right now is from actions of the past, because money is a lagging indicator of success. You don't get paid today from your actions of today. You get paid for the things that you did before. So if
You're
you
right.
stop doing the things that got you rich, then in the future, that'll manifest in your income. People are like, oh, I lost my money. Yeah, because you lost the habits that made you the money in the first place. So
Fantastic point.
money's
That's a
a
good point.
lagging indicator.
Fantastic point.
Success is a lagging indicator. So if you don't see success right now, but you're putting the action, just understand that it will catch up. The moment you stop doing the things that made you rich, you'll eventually lose it.
Absolutely.
good point,
That's
man.
a very good point. Shout out to Lax and Luke for repping DeFi Degens. Cool. DeFi Degens to the moon. Shout out Laxagene. Brokie's in the chat. Wait.
stay mad.
Stay mad. Rare Paro. Okay. Bike life. Ismir Mustafa goes, Bitcoin will always be a store of value. It will never be used as a bridge currency. The transaction time is too long and the fees are high. XRP will move the world's money around. Bitcoin will be a store of value. Any comment on that, Luke? Or?
No comment.
Okay. Nate, the only thing I don't understand about crypto, BTC specifically, is how the price changes so drastically. So what's your take on how this could replace our transactions from the dollar?
Well, it's not about replacing transactions. It's about finding alternative stores of value, right? So if you make like we talked about, right? If you make $10,000, what you need to understand is that those $10,000 a couple of years down the road won't be worth $10,000. That just happens to be the scam that we live in, guys. After 1913, right, after the Federal Reserve Act was introduced, after we took the dollar off of the gold standard, things changed, right? Things changed. And once you guys begin to become financially literate and understanding how the world works, you begin to wake up at the fact that the government, institutions, banks are here to take your money. They're here to keep you broke. They're here to keep you upset. They're here to keep you weak. And they're here to keep you poor and under control. So what you need to do is take money and understand it. Take financial literacy. Dude, just pick up a fucking anything. Just go right now on the internet and look up the history of the Federal Reserve. Go pick up a book
It's not
called...
even a government institute.
It's not even a government institution. It's a private institution that's owned by banks. Go read the book. I think it's called... there's two really good books. One is... Let me find them.
But
I'm
you
going to
know,
recommend a couple books to people on here.
But-
The first one
yeah.
is Lords of Easy Money. That's a really good book that teaches people how the printing scam takes place, how they're printing money out of thin air. And then I think the second one is, I think it's the Creature of Jekyll Island, which is the history of the central bank formation and how they finessed the U.S. government into approving the Federal Reserve Act of 1913, which we all live under nowadays.
I think what's scary is that it sounds very simple to do, but most people don't do it.
Yeah,
And
because
they wonder
most
why they don't understand money,
Yeah,
how to save money, how to invest money, and it's like, hold on, I wasn't taught this in school, but yeah, you have to do it yourself.
But because public school is another institution that's run by the government.
Yeah.
So what you're going to be taught is how to be an employee, how to be a slave, and how to be compliant. What do you think rich, successful families are sending their kids to public school?
Hell no.
Fuck no.
It's homeschool at best.
Yeah.
Homeschool, private institutions, border schools. Why? Because the real people that run the world, they have different education systems than you do. They're taught logic, they're taught different languages, they're taught financial literacy, all the things that you're not taught. You're taught geology, right? Well, about the tectonic plates of the earth.
Astrology.
Bunch of bullshit.
And they're teaching you, for example, history, but they only teach you American history. They're not teaching you world history, and they're only teaching you a certain version of history that is
Benefits them.
Yeah, that benefits them. So you need to take your life into your own control. That's what this entire purpose of building a business is about. It's not about making a ton of money. It's about you being in control of your finances, you being in control of your future. You don't want to be dependent on another man for a check. You don't want to be dependent on the government to tell you how much taxes you own. You want to be in a situation where you control every aspect of your life, your health, your relationships, your finances. You need to be responsible. And if you're not responsible, that's totally fine. Understand that it's totally fine. You can do whatever the fuck you want with your life. Continue watching Netflix, continue jerking off, continue doing your bullshit, continue writing comments, continue doing your thing. It's totally fine. But just understand that your life will be a culmination of your actions and your decisions. And if you want a better life, you have to make better decisions.
Bam.
That's it.
Man, we got 15K watching, man. I like the video for the
Yeah,
gyms,
I like the
bro.
video, man.
From Luke, man.
Jin is the GOAT. I love this guy. Show Jin. He is the crypto GOAT. He is in the background.
Shout out to Jen, man.
Yeah, he's in the back.
He's there right there, man.
We got here, Luke, which exact reverse osmosis or water filtration system do you use?
I don't have a specific one. You guys can just do your research online, but make sure that you utilize it. It's a couple $100. It's worth the investment. Just plug it into your faucet and it should be good to go.
Yeah. Investment advice. Mo, invest in the food industry. You know what they like. You'll make a killing. Myron, good job with the hair transplant. Now invest in a nose transplant. Fresh skin bleaching. Chris, you need money to invest, bro. Okay.
What the
Thanks,
fuck?
Marco.
Bro, it's crazy that people send money just to send these comments.
talk shit,
I gotta start doing this, bro.
Yeah.
Talk shit to me all you want. Just fill up the bank account, boys.
And no EMO.
Yo, Myron, when will you start an F&F community on Facebook? There's a lot of big accounts supporting F&F. And Luke, you bear scared of tap water, but you got tattoos and fake teeth. Make it make sense.
Facebook will ban Myron.
They will ban me. We do have a Facebook group, bro. We have a Facebook page. We're live on Facebook right now. Bro, we already got one.
I'll be confused, bro.
Seth goes, it was great to see you in SG. Luke, Myron, and Fresh. You guys should check out some of the CC events and CC24. Keep up the great work, brothers. Appreciate that.
Yeah.
Hold on 1 second, 20 and up.
Yeah, we're going 20 and up. Okay, 369 goes, if I have no Bitcoin currently, would you recommend waiting until the halving in April before buying in, or should I look at other coins until then? Shout out to you. Luke was with you in Singapore. Great show, FNF.
Yeah, once again, it's all about financial literacy. If you're going to get in the markets, you can't depend on another person to give you advice on the markets. You need to get involved, understand the trends, the narratives, and realize that at the end of the day, you're responsible for the money that you invest. You know, there was an opportunity last year for people to buy Meta stock, Shopify stock, all these stocks at undervalued prices, but they didn't take advantage of it. Don't be the last person holding the bag. You know, it's usually the brokies and the uneducated people buying the top. So Bitcoin's about the top. A lot of people are going crazy with it. So just look at undervalued opportunities where people aren't necessarily looking, and you can take advantage of it.
Bam. Sway Code goes, Luke Belmar is an absolute legend. I'm in his group Capital Club.
Yep.
I've been watching Luke since his Instagram lives. Sway Code from Capital Club Discord. Cool.
Shout out Sway Code.
Cam 2 times. Question, there are a lot of distractions and different types of distractions for different people, but what do y'all think is the biggest distraction that's keeping people from being successful?
Wait,
Females, bro. Females a lot of the times.
Yeah, dude, women.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
That's a big one.
Absolutely.
That's a big one, man. A lot of you guys be chasing girls. And
Yeah, you got to learn how to keep your dick in your pants, dude.
Yeah.
You got to learn how to keep your dick in your pants so you have your money, your finances, and your health under control. Until you have those things under control, you can't be worrying about this shit, dude.
Yeah. It's a big waste of time that guys spend, man.
Yeah.
Luke, what are your thoughts on BTC ATH this run, and does the hat stay on with you?
I don't know what that means. Does the hat stay on with you?
I don't know.
I don't know either. Do you even wear hats?
Not anymore. Not a whole lot.
Maybe that's an analogy
I'm
for
a little
something.
lost there. What do you think about kids joining the U.S. military today? Should I do it? That's from Cameron White.
What do you think? I'm curious about your
thoughts on
thought
it.
nowadays.
So my thing is, if you don't have any skills and you don't know what to do, you're 18 years old, fresh out of, well, we're about to be on World War III. So I don't know if I can tell you guys to join right now. It used to be, it'd be a fantastic way to get your masculinity up, get in shape, understand chain of command, understand how the world works, get free schooling. Yeah. You get a bunch of skill sets for free and come out with some cash in your pocket. But nowadays,
now they might toss you in Ukraine.
Yeah. Yeah, right now, I don't know if I'd advise guys to join the military because the reality of combat is extremely high. We're in two very volatile wars right now with Israel and with the situation going on in Ukraine. You guys might go ahead and end up fighting on foreign soil for a foreign land and die for a foreign fucking nation, bro. Yeah. Like that, I can't stand behind that. Like, it's one thing to defend the United States, but if you're going ahead and dying for a foreign country, that's crazy to me as an American soldier.
Yeah,
that makes sense.
It's kind of crazy to think about, dude.
That's where we are now. Isn't that wild? Vietnam 2024. Like,
what if there's like another draft? What would you do?
Like me?
Yeah.
If they drafted me?
Yeah.
I'd go, bro. It is what it is. They drafted me, but I
Hey,
don't know.
man.
I'm old now. I'm 34.
Hey man, I'm an immigrant. I'm
No, you an American citizen.
I'm gonna run away. I'm gonna run away, bro. Where's the
Yeah.
boats?
I mean, I ain't gonna dodge the draft, but yeah, I mean, it is what it is. But yeah, like right now is very. I don't know if I could advise young guys to join the military now with what's going on.
Yeah.
You know, in recent events, like it's a very strong reality that we're literally on the brinks of World War III right now.
Has the military gone woke?
It's gone woke too. It has. It has. It's gone super woke now. A bunch of guys that I know that are in the military, even in law enforcement, like they're telling me like, yeah, man, it's like super politically correct now. Like, you know, it used to be the you know, the military and law enforcement used to be like way more chill. Like it was kind of the bros. Now it's like super woke, man. So yeah. I mean, there's a bunch of military guys here that could probably comment on that. You know, that have talked about it, like how the Marines have changed, the Army have changed. Super all-inclusive now, which I think is one of the worst things you could do when you have a military. The last thing you want to be is all-inclusive, because when you're going to go in a fight to war, you want the fittest and the best with you. I think it's crazy that we even allow women in the military in combat positions. I think women can even join infantry now. For decades, they weren't able to join infantry for good reason, but now they can join infantry, and I don't agree with that. I think that it should be one military standard. I think it should be, if you can make it, you can make it, but if you can't, you can't. Why worsen the strength of the military for equality and feelings? I think that's crazy, but it is what it is, man. What are your thoughts, Luke?
I mean, I don't really have thoughts. I just, if you're going to have a society, you might as well have the strongest, most developed individuals protecting you. And if that's not the people that are protecting you, then yeah, it might not be a good situation.
Yeah.
Might not be.
I mean, just look at the Russians, bro. These guys are on fucking peptides. These guys are like training in the snow in Siberia.
Yeah.
They're bad motherfuckers, bro.
Yeah. Yeah, and that's why I mean, it's not even controversial to say it. They pretty much won the conflict, bro. They pretty much won it. So it is what it is. God bless y'all, G's. I mean, even I think CNN even reported it, so that's not controversial anymore. God bless y'all, G's. Luke and FNF as a labeled Christian. How would you guys go about marriage without the government, and y'all's opinion on marriage in your 20s with a girl that has morals?
I mean, basically, are you married under God, or are you married under the government? You know, do you want a third person in your relationship, and do you want them to tell you how to split your money if you end up splitting in the relationship, or do you want to make that decision on your own? So is the contract between you, or is the contract between you and the government? The government wants to get involved in every part of your life. So the more you can keep them out of your life, the better. You don't need a government contract in order to stay loyal to somebody. So take that into consideration.
Yeah. Try to do it without the state involved. They're really going to do it.
Yeah.
I'm not a fan of getting married in your 20s, but hey, it is what it is. Some of you guys are religious, and I get it. Hey, Luke, thanks for changing.
But find me somewhere in the Bible or in these spiritual scriptures where it says that the government needs to sign off on you getting married.
Exactly.
Find that for me, and then I'll comply.
Yeah, and you won't. So you don't need to involve the state, guys. Hey, Luke, thanks for changing my life. You're an inspiration and mentor. I'm 20 years old. Just moved out to Bali a week ago with my fellow Glitch. Can't wait for Capital Club 2. 0 data sets. F the haters. All right. And then Ethan Chen goes, Luke, when selling products online, what are some of the ways to increase your product market fit before launching your store? What are some questions you would ask yourself when find product market fit?
Yeah, so you need to understand the audience that you want to sell to before you sell a product, right? So you need to do some market research. If you're going to sell fitness products, you need to understand what caters to a fitness individual. You need to understand what are the triggers that make people buy. You need to understand the anthropology, or you need to understand the buying behaviors of these individuals. You need to understand primal values. You know, are people buying because they want to get in shape? Are people buying because they want to lose weight? Are people buying because they want to gain muscle? So different products have different appeals or different value propositions. So you need to understand the avatar, this individual character, right, that you're selling to. What do they want? What do they desire? And then you have to appeal to that thing. So appeal to what they're trying to accomplish, because it's an exchange of value, right? They're giving you money in exchange for you providing a good or a service. So what you need to do is be able to identify the individual, what is that they want exactly, and be able to provide that value directly.
All right, well said. We have here as well. Angelo says, "Hey Myron, we met at Lyft Miami with my brother. I asked you about Luke. What are the odds you guys do a pod together 2 days later? I'm part of Capital Club. Would love to take you guys out and meet up in Miami for 2 to 3 days. My bro DM'd you on Instagram. We don't do meetups like that." Dave Cook says, "Luke, I'm 33 years old with 90K in savings. I invested $1,500 into BTC so far. However, I'm eager to invest more into BTC, catapulting to 60K. how much would you reinvest in BTC in proportion to my savings? So $1,500 BTC so far.
I mean, yeah, you have like 3% invested or 2% invested. Risk reward ratio, bro. Be whatever money you're willing to put into the markets. Understand that money can be lost. So be in a situation where you're okay losing the money that you're putting in. The bull market is just getting started, but if you want high risk and high reward, you're gonna have to find some other tokens that aren't Bitcoin. So. Maybe Ethereum, you have 90K saved. Yeah, maybe you can buy some ETH. You can buy 2-3 ETH, sit on those for a couple years, and I think you'll be fine. But yeah, get your savings up as well. You know, at the end of the day, you don't want to be investing your life savings, and if you lose that money, you end up being fucked. So get your money up, get your savings up, and then start playing around with some of these alternative tokens in the market. But it all comes, you know what I see as a trend here? People are talking a lot about investing and wanting to get in the markets and wanting to get rich quick, and that's just simply not how it works.
Yeah,
that's just not how it works. You need to the number one investment you can make is in yourself.
Yeah,
you need to be able to learn how to have money making skills.
Yeah.
That's the biggest thing here. The people, we're sitting here at the table and we can talk about fucking slinging hundreds of thousands of dollars into the markets and stuff like that because we're not worried about whether that money is going to get lost or not because we can still make more money.
Yeah.
So you need to learn how to make more money. There's a money making problem, and making money is simply a skill. Just like saving money is a skill, just like investing money is a skill, just like multiplying your money is a skill. Making that money is a skill. Learn how to make more money, become more valuable, solve real problems, and then you won't have to be worrying about whether you have a couple $1,000s or not to invest.
And these people that make a bunch of money like on scratch tickets and the lotto and everything else like that, they'll make a couple million.
They lose
all
it,
go
dude.
broke. Why? Because they don't have the skill set to make money long term or to hold it, right?
Yeah.
So guys, I mean, look, let's say you get lucky, you win the fucking lotto, you make $1 million. You're probably going to lose it within a few years if you don't know what you're doing. You need to learn the skill set.
So we've seen guys come and go in crypto. They'll get a lucky break, make a bunch of money, go party in the clubs, waste money on girls, get some yachts, and then they go broke. So if you're not really good with money, like Luke is saying here, you need to do the research, you need to do the actual study of money, you're going to lose it. So
yeah,
the big bang effect of winning money right now from crypto is not in your best interest unless you're well versed in crypto itself.
I mean, it's simple, dude. Easy come, easy go.
Yeah.
Like the principle's there and the saying is there for a reason. The reason you see billionaires with white hair is because it takes a lifetime to get rich. It takes a lifetime to get wealthy. I don't like promoting this idea of everybody's going to make money in crypto. Everybody's going to make money in the markets. It's just simply not the reality. It's not the case.
Yeah.
But you can make more money. You can make an extra couple $1,000s. You can find a side gig that can allow you to live a better lifestyle. You can learn sales. You can learn how to invest into the stock market. You can learn real estate. These things are readily available in the greatest land that has ever existed, in the land of opportunity. Whether you capitalize it or not, it really depends on whether you're lazy or not to get educated. But you can't be out here slinging a couple $1,000s and assuming that you're going to get rich.
Yeah.
Getting rich isn't a gamble. It needs to be a plan, and you need a plan to get rich, and it takes time.
Yeah. And if you get rich on accident, I promise you'll probably lose that money quickly anyway.
I agree.
Shout out to the Crypto Mindset course, Charlie and Miguel. Don't you know? Pump. You got to pump it up, okay? Jade, what else we got here? Okay, Captain Bamalan goes, hey, what book do each of you recommend that teaches financial literacy? I have Set for Life already. Fresh, great book. I'm looking for more knowledge. Luke dropped a few earlier, so
there's a good one as well because I know a lot of people are interested in the stock market. But there's this book on the psychology of the traders called Reminiscence of a Stock Operator. It's a very old book, but it teaches you just the psychology of how to invest.
Okay,
and it's really good.
So that was $100, Don DeMarco.
Oh shit!
And as well,
Captain DeMarco.
Another book is as good as Richest Man in Babylon.
Yeah,
that's a good one too.
Unscripted too by DeMarco.
MJ DeMarco.
MJ DeMarco. Shout out to John from Modern Life Dating. He actually suggested that book to me, and I think it's a very good book. Helps you kind of look at things from another perspective. All roads lead to Rome. Only less than 10% of U.S. residents, including citizens, need to pay federal income tax. Federal workers need to pay federal income tax. If you do not live in the federal district of Washington D.C. and do not volunteer to pay federal income tax. Okay. These good dudes really anti-tax. I hope the IRS don't come after you. Lawrence goes, Luke, what do you think about base chain, and are you getting exposure to base also in CC? Love you, bro.
I don't have any exposure to base, but all these layer 1s or layer 2s, you need to examine them. A lot of them are going to end up being scams. So just understand the intention behind the founders, understand whether it's a long-term narrative, short-term narrative, and don't be buying a lot of these multi-billion-dollar market caps that are already out there. We're not early in the cycle. I know people are saying we're early into the cycle. Just be careful with your money. Don't just jump into anything because you see it on Twitter. Not a good idea.
What are your thoughts on NFTs, Luke?
So NFTs as a technology are dope. So, for example,
that was a wave in like 2020.
Yeah, but NFTs as a technology are fire. You have they operate as access. They operate as your ability to on chain be able to manage and observe a community or be able to transact quickly. As a technology, they're dope, but like everything new in crypto, the first wave tends to be scammy. But we see a lot of projects that are surfacing that are using the technology itself to do dope stuff. So, yeah.
So you think potential? Do you think people should get into it now? I know that the NFT market went down something like 90% or something like that.
Yeah, I mean, dude, it's just risky, dude. It's risky. It's risky. Out of the 1,000 projects, there's 3 that survive. It's just the risk reward ratio isn't really there.
Yeah. Okay. Let's see here. Will this Friday's show be another call-in show? I really need some advice about a big financial move I'm about to make in crypto.
It will not be.
It will not be. We have Rampage in the house, man.
Yes.
So
Rampage
we're going to have
Jackson.
special guests. Been waiting for this collab for a minute. Got you. It's
Talk to you,
showtime.
bro.
I know y'all been asking for it. Aurelian goes, Luke, it's great to see you come on here. It's going to be a high IQ conversation and ready to see different perspectives. Glitch 18648 here. And I just want to say that I've learned a lot from you, Myron Fresh, and a lot of the individuals within this arena of guests. Can you reiterate the concept of why being broke is the condition of the mind, not the pocket? WFNF, W Luke, W Mr. Belmar. I'll let Luke take it down, from there if you want to talk about the condition of being broke from a mindset perspective.
Yeah, I mean, it all starts in the mind, you know. If you think that the gym's not important, you're not going to go train. And if you think that you're the victim, well, that's how you're going to see reality. If you think that money is not important, you're not going to get any of it. So everything starts in the mind. A lot of people that I see that tend to be negative or tend to be the haters, they have a broken mindset. I remember I was at Tate's house and I was talking with Tristan because they use the word Brokie a lot. They kind of coined that term.
Yep.
And I asked him, is Brokie a condition of the pocket or is it a condition of the mind? And Tristan was like, Brokie is a condition of the mind because you can have money, but you can still act like a poor person. And you can still identify opportunity, but think that opportunity is not there. And you won't capitalize on the opportunity. So you need to become wealthy of the mind. You need to be able to identify opportunities, see that there's potential, and then that will change your current reality. If you can change your mind, you can change your fitness. If you change your mind, you can change your bank account. If you change your mind, you can change your relationships. It all originates in the mind. That's why I say thoughts lead to actions. Actions lead to behaviors. Behaviors lead to lifestyle, and lifestyle dictates who you are.
Yeah.
Which is why CEO control every opportunity.
Yeah.
Yep.
All right.
Cool. Next one.
Are any of you aware that the U.S. equity markets have adopted the idea of fractional reserve banking, and you can give your take on it, WFNF? Yeah, we talked about that earlier. Luke, do you practice any martial arts discipline? I know you practice flexibility every morning. Been a fan for a while. Much respect.
Yeah, calisthenics is probably the main training format that I use. Do you guys remember a guy by the name of Mike Chang?
Yeah.
Yes.
So I was
Six-pack shortcuts.
Bro,
Yeah.
so he's a legend. So he, I was just with him in Bali actually,
Yeah.
and he just went.
Is he still on YouTube?
No, he went incognito for 6 years and built this new training method called Flow 60, which is basically a new calisthenics body flow routine.
Okay.
And I started fucking with that. But yeah, Mike Chang is back on doing his grind. I fucking love that guy. Legend.
That's shit, man. Yeah,
He's an
YouTube
OG, bro. He's an OG,
he's been around
dude.
forever. Luke, thoughts on Solana? Keep buying?
Yeah, Solana's a competitor to Ethereum, and you know how like you know the concept of gas fees, right? So gas fees get super expensive in a bull run on Ethereum.
Transactions.
The transaction fees. So people that like to trade shit coins or like to do high frequency trading or trade a lot, they partake in Solana or in chains that have low transaction fees. So Solana has a bright future because it stood the test of time with FTX and the whole FTX scam with Sam Bankman-Fried.
Yep.
They're continuing to build a ton. They're continuing to build a ton of products on top of the Solana ecosystem, and it's really cheap to transact. So yeah, I think it's here to stay. You can determine whether you want to buy at $100, $110 or not. But just pay attention to the ecosystem. It's only growing. It's only scaling. They have great products like the Jupiter Exchange and Backpack, Phantom Wallet, and pay attention to it.
All right. John Stewart ripped Tucker for the $100 grocery, stating the average Russian only makes around $200 a month, so the $100 is expensive. Thoughts?
Tell the Russians to make more money. What do you want me to tell you, bro? It applies universally everywhere.
Hello, Glitch Master Sir Luke. You have exposed the many lies in the world and educated me on a lot of things, so thank you. Remember, my name is McKay. We will do business together in the future. Much appreciation from Denmark. Okay. Ayo goes, you guys are doing the Lord's work. Are the crypto classes still available? How can I sign up to get resources? With our guys, no, bro.
No, it's closed.
You snooze, you lose, my friend.
You lose, my friend.
Bro, snooze,
Yeah,
you lose,
I don't
man.
teach crypto, so.
WFNF for bringing in Charlie Miguel. $1,000 well spent, worth every penny. Shout out to you, bro. Shout out to all the haters that call it a scam.
He's confirming so many things that they said. And they're like, oh, this is a scam.
Bro, I mean, here's the thing, bro. People are going to say everything's a scam.
Yeah, dude.
Who gives a fuck, dude? Who gives a fuck? I've come to realize it doesn't really make a difference. There's a lot of value to be provided online, and people are willing to pay for it. So if you have value to provide, the market will determine it by paying you for it. You don't have to create some marketing gimmick. A lot of people are interested in crypto, and a lot of people are interested in building digital businesses. A lot of people are interested in doing so many things. And if you can find somebody that can teach you how to shortcut your path to success, I mean, why not try it? I mean, at the end of the day, a lot of these things have refund policies. So, yeah, take advantage of the opportunity from learning from people that are ahead of you.
Yep. Self-made crypto millionaire here. The best GameFi product is crypto by far. Star Atlas, fully on chain, game mechanics, undervalued, potential 100x coin on Solana.
Boudoir.
Okay, Boudoir. Raindrops goes, hey Luke, I just got into crypto as a beginner. Do you have a course or a website where I can start my journey? Also, what app do you recommend to invest/buy? PS thoughts on Solana?
I don't have any course on crypto or anything with regards to that. What I would say is just start reading the Bitcoin white paper. Just that's the 101. See what Satoshi Nakamoto wrote regarding why he created crypto, and just get involved. Join some Discord groups, join some free stuff online, go watch some YouTube videos. Don't be out here just buying tokens. Understand the fundamentals, understand the technology, and realize that you're not going to get rich overnight. And just work to get more educated. But no courses or shit like that for me.
There you go, man. He's not, no courses. So where's the scam, guys? Not selling y'all nothing, bro. Where's the scam?
Hey, man.
Y'all FNAF, this collab, thanks for everything you do. Don't ever stop with the content. Y'all really out here changing lives. Fuck these bimbo bitches on the after hours. They have life easy. Okay, edible waffles.
Wow.
717421. If you know, you know.
That's the glitch code, huh?
Yeah, that's the glitch code. We have about 30,000 of them. It's pretty dope.
Shout out to all the glitches. Okay, they love Clyde. They love Clyde. Hey, thank you for this. I have a suggestion for your advertisement game. Please get banners so there's no confusion about the name of what you are advertising. What? We're not advertising anything, you Jingo.
Oh, did he mean Oh, well.
We're not advertising anything, bro. This is a free episode, just giving y'all a game, man. How can I unite brothers? We all have the same skill. More, I already offered more than 2 to 4x their hourly rates, but they have no drive. They're all 8+ years older than me. Should I keep trying? Oh.
Bro, their mindset's already decided, bro. You're not going to change your mind now.
Yeah, man.
Just move on.
Oh, you were talking about Tej. Yeah, guys, shout out to Tej Haley, man. Go ahead and link is below, guys, if you guys want to go ahead and take care of your skincare and not be an ugly fuck.
Support us, support them as well.
Take care of teeth and skin, man. Guys, me personally, just to let y'all know, I get my teeth clean every 3 months. I just came from the dentist earlier to get my teeth clean.
We've seen girls on the show,
too.
They say all the time, the biggest problem with men is their hygiene.
Yeah. Bro, guys, stop being ugly, man. You could really help yourself just by literally taking care of your skin.
Being ugly is a benefit.
Yeah, well, look at Fresh. He made it work.
Hey, man, I love it, bro.
I've successfully been self-employed for a year in construction. Now I want to start a digital business. What is the best digital business to learn that will not die out with the changing world? I mean, he talked about e-commerce earlier.
So that's something interesting. I was listening to an interview by Jeff Bezos. I think it's quite old, but he said most people are focused on building businesses based off of what will change instead of focusing on what will never change.
Damn.
Human nature won't change. There's certain things that will never go out of style or out of business. If you want to build something long term, you can build in that arena. When I started Capital Club, which is kind of my entrepreneurial ecosystem, it was based off of talking with one of the founders of OpenAI, and I was like, hey, should I do something in AI? He's like, no, too complicated. Build an AI-proof business, which is what? Community. AI will never be able to replace human interaction.
True.
So I was like, okay, well, that makes complete sense. So you can build long-term off of finding what is something that human nature will never change. Yeah. And
if anything, AI will increase the need for human interaction.
Exactly.
If anything.
I agree.
So that's AI proof to the highest level.
Yep.
Having a community of like human beings. What else we got here? Hey, Luke, which reverse osmosis system would you recommend more like which brand? He told you guys he doesn't have a suggest.
He donated twice.
Certain brand, but just I guess anyone will work, right? But you said the good ones are a couple $100.
Yeah, you could cut $300, $400. It's worth it.
What's a bottled water that's really good you recommend?
You can do Mountain Valley spring water. You can do Avian.
Evian. I love Evian.
Yeah, those are good ones.
Tastes good.
Fiji? No.
It's okay.
Nope.
Okay. No Fiji. I'm currently working on my ecom DS. I only have a few grand to play with. Is it worth investing in crypto? Should I invest in myself and business for Luke and the crew?
You only have a couple grand. You know, you can't be invested. You understand that the money that you have, you worked extremely hard for. You can't just toss it in the market and assume that, you know, you're just going to get rich overnight.
It's going to make you emotional too.
Yeah, dude. You can't be investing out of a place of greed or need. You need to be investing out of a place of abundance. You invest the money that you have left over. You're not investing the money that you need to use to pay for rent. So get your business right, get your money right, and then you're going to be in a situation where you can actually take advantage of the opportunities in the future. If you miss this boat, this train, don't worry. There's always going to be another opportunity. There's always going to be another bus ride, but you need to level up your game, got to level up your skill set. And don't utilize the little bit of money that you have right now thinking that you're going to get rich overnight. I think it's a common trend. I hope people are listening to this shit, dude, because fuck, so many people are going to get burned thinking that they're going to have the lucky ticket to the $1 million, and it's just simply not the case.
Yeah.
Protect the capital that you have, especially if that's the capital that you need to utilize to get yourself right.
Bam. Luke, do you have a call-in portion of your show where I can get some advice in the next few days?
Well, this is not my show.
Yeah, I don't know.
Well, we're going to have Luke on CEO Network coming up soon for a Zoom call. If you guys want to talk to
jump
Luke.
in there.
And then as well, Capital Club.
Yeah,
if you guys want
Capital Club is closed though.
It's closed?
Yeah.
There you go.
Sorry, niggas.
You snooze, you lose.
Yeah, I don't know what to tell y'all, man. Okay. W. Luke Belmar, every time I hear this man talk, feels like I'm waking up to new information. Thanks, Evan, for having him on. Shout out to Mr. Belmar and Foxedos. Got you, man. DDG, I'm new in the area, so I'm building my clientele and cook on the side. Should I join the military and cut hair on the side and just use my VA loan to invest in real estate or invest in a mentor for my barber business now? So you're not in the military yet. I would say, bro, get a mentor and invest in your barber business now, man. Try to leave the military for the last resort, because I don't want to be sending y'all to war to fight for another country, man, and you guys fucking die.
And as far as barbering goes, a good mentor is Billionaire Barber on Instagram.
Okay.
A really good friend of mine.
Okay. We're caught up, right?
Yeah, we're caught up.
All right, cool. That was a lot of game. Luke
So much
answered a bunch of your guys' questions.
I mean, wisdom time and time again, Luke.
And I like that you told the people that not everyone's going to be fortunate like you, where, you know, you were able to make a play at a certain time, etc. Not everyone's going to have those opportunities. You're an anomaly in that situation, and I think people need to kind of just stick to the roots of like, hey, get a skill, make money, invest that money. You know, can you get lucky? Of course you can, but like, you know, the tried and true methods are what's going to build wealth.
I tell people, if you want to get rich, there's 3 ingredients. One is you need to be the best at what you do. If you're shitty, if you're not good, nobody's going to hire you. Second, whatever you do needs to be in high demand. You're not going to make money in a niche where there's no traffic.
Mm-hmm.
And then finally, you have to be in high demand. You have to be the best at what you do. And finally, you have to not only be in a situation where you're the best at what you do, but your pricing needs to be good.
Yeah.
So understand pricing, be good at what you do, be the best at what you do, be in high demand. And then, well, with AI now rolling around, be irreplaceable. So start doing something where AI can't come and replace you.
Yeah.
Figure out those things, and you can make some money. But getting rich overnight, getting rich quick is an illusion.
Yeah.
It's a big illusion. And the internet, I know, sells it a lot, but I don't agree with it. Focus on building long-term skill sets. Focus on building a network. Focus on getting involved with high-level entrepreneurs, people that have done things prior. And I think you're one step closer to leveling up. But it's a day-by-day process,
and it's interesting, too, because in your story, you had generated a couple million in revenue, but you only put $250K in.
Yeah.
And that $250K obviously paid huge dividends, and you were able to kind of get out the Shopify, the
e-commerce game.
The e-commerce game. But you took a calculated risk, and it wasn't everything you had. And I think people really need to take that from your story, that you only put in $250,000 of what
and it was
you had.
$250,000. It wasn't $3,000.
Yeah.
It wasn't my rent money.
There you go.
And
it was money that you could afford to lose.
Correct. So you need to do the same. Investing is a long-term play, but investing in yourself is the number one asset, the number one skill set, because you're always going to have yourself. You go bust, but if you have assets of skill sets and networks and developed a mindset for making money, you can make that money once again.
Bam. All right. Yo, I think that was a great interview, man. Awesome stuff. A lot of value given.
Last thing for you, Luke. Mr. Belmar and Health real quick. Your brother.
Oh, yeah, Nate Belmar. Yeah, he's a biohacker, dude. Get your gym right. Get your mobility right. Get your health and wellness right. Stay away from seed oils. Stay away from tap water. And, yeah, Nate Belmar is an absolute legend.
Shout out to him, man. Really like that guy. All right, last thing, Mo.
Okay.
Cool.
Oh, that was from. Okay. Luke, can you describe the audience? This is the last one here, guys, and we gotta close because we got the girls here and everything else. Luke, can you describe to the audience the importance that believing and honoring God can have on their success? Alhamdulillah.
Yeah, I mean, Solomon said it best. What does a man profit if he gains the whole world and loses his own soul? So if you're going to do things and you want to make money, do it the right way. If you want to build a business, do it the right way. And never compromise your character, never compromise your integrity, never compromise your reputation to get to the top. I see a lot of people get to the top, but they end up being miserable. I see a lot of people, make money, but they make it the wrong way. And there's a way to get rich. There's a way to build good businesses.
Ethically, too. Without robbing people or doing any of that, scamming people.
And it may take time, but it's worth it.
Yeah.
At the end of the day, you look at yourself in the mirror and you alone will determine whether or not you were successful. You alone will be able to determine whether or not you did it right. It doesn't matter what the person looking at you says or whether other people determine whether you were successful or not. Evaluate yourself, evaluate your morals, evaluate where you stand, and get to the top the right way.
Yeah, you can't put a price on that, man. Trust me, guys, you'd rather look at yourself in the mirror and be worth $500,000 and then look at yourself in the mirror and be proud versus looking at yourself in the mirror being worth $500 million and knowing that you've done deplorable things to earn that money.
Yes.
Because scammers, drug dealers.
Yeah, bro, it's not worth it. That was an awesome interview, man.
One more. That's the last one.
Luke, besides moving to Puerto Rico, how did you limit your tax liability and what investments did you make with the gains? Shout out to FNF Media, Mo, Angie, and Icy.
I moved to Puerto Rico. That's it. 0% capital gains tax. So doing it by the book.
That's a big
Smart.
That's a big one. A lot of people go that way to Puerto Rico.
Thank you for having me, boys.
Yeah, it was a great interview, guys.
Good job.
Guys, is there anywhere? Where can people find you, man?
Luke Belmar on Instagram, Luke Belmar on Twitter, Luke Belmar on YouTube. I haven't been posting on YouTube too much because obviously we know how YouTube is.
Yeah,
so
bro, fucking
just
censoring everything, man.
just Luke Belmar on
You need
IG.
to come on over to Rumble, man.
Yeah, might be a good situation.
Yeah, Rumble might be the next move. Guys, we'll be back with some girls. Probably, I don't know.
10:30?
Here. Yeah, give us an hour.
Let's see.
Give us an hour. We'll be back. Love you guys. We'll have Luke back on again, man. I really enjoyed the discussion. Catch you guys in the next episode of Fresh Fit. Peace.
Peace.
I ran so far away.